Ready? We're back.
Yeah, we back. We
Dude,
live.
we're live again.
We're live, dude.
Like, don't get me wrong. Doing the live show at Anime with Suri, like, I was surprised that it sounded that well.
Yeah, actually, I was quite surprised. And, like, I had the little stream going for a few seconds on the side there. And Carlos was like, he sent me a message afterwards. He goes, hey, just so you know, I couldn't hear shit off that stream, but your podcast sounds great. Like, I was like, oh, okay, cool. It was like, it wasn't, like, too much background noise. It was like, no, I didn't really pick up anything at all. I was like, okay, cool, man. Thanks.
Yeah, and it sounded good. I mean, minus the fact that, I mean, because we checked the card and it said like 4 hours left. So we're like, okay, we'll be fine. We're like, okay, cut off. Well, other than that, though, I mean, it sounded good.
I mean, we only had like, what, 5-10 minutes more of conversation anyway?
Maybe. Because it ended with the Ghost of Tsushima talks.
Death Stranding.
Is it Death Stranding?
Yeah, Death Stranding. That's what it was.
That's right. It ended with the Death Stranding talks. Anyways, guys, this is the Option Select podcast. We are here live again in the Umble Studio. Episode 114. I want to say thank you guys very much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it because you could be anywhere else right now on a Friday night and you're here hanging out with us live, and we really appreciate it. Whether you're listening to us on YouTube, on any podcast platform of your choice, or just listening to us while on your commute to work and back. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate it. We look forward to doing it. I almost wasn't able to make it because I had like a super busy schedule and depended on if I could get out of work, and I did. So, I mean, you could have had Kevin.
You could have had Kevin. Thank God
I'm calling
we
him.
don't.
Yeah, even Ruben's like, please don't. Please
begging
don't.
him. I was begging him in the text. I was like, don't do this to me.
Don't do this to me. I'll do a solo show.
He hasn't researched any topics. It's just gonna be me talking. It's like, please don't do it to me. But he did say yes.
We did say yes. I
appreciate that.
Yeah, in a pinch, Kevin's our go-to guy.
Kevin is our
He's
go-to.
our go-to guy. He's a guy.
He knows all the video games.
Yeah. But no, guys, again, we just want to say thank you very much for hanging out. We love it. There's a show where me and Ruben, we get together and we talk about video games. We share it with you guys and just see what's up, and let you in just a little sneak peek in our lives and then all that good stuff. What else? We start off every podcast with "How was your week?" Ruben, talk to me. You had a good week.
I had an easy
chill.
week, dude.
You were chill. You were video games and chill.
I was video games and chilling. So Monday and Tuesday I was off of work, which was very nice. Those are my two heaviest days. And so I was just off of work for those days, and I played a lot of Mass Effect 1, which I just completed 5 minutes before you showed up, and I started Mass Effect 2.
I saw parts and pieces. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Maybe it was Monday, when you're like having that conversation with Rex, where like, okay, this could make or break a relationship. I was like, okay, you got the achievement.
I got the achievement, the charismatic achievement. Man, I missed that game a lot. But, once I started Mass Effect 2 right before you showed up, I could definitely tell the difference between the gunplay. And I'm like, oh, man, the gunplay and the cover system is, they did have a cover system in Mass Effect 1, but they didn't have the tap X to cover.
It wasn't as snappy.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't snappy at all. The one thing that I don't like about Mass Effect 2 is that you have to choose which powers to use, and then that power has a cooldown, but it cools down all your other powers. Whereas Mass Effect 1, you could use a power, use a power, use a power, use a power. You could just like chain them off. That's the one thing I don't like. But Mass Effect 1 does have that trade-off to where like you can use all the powers you want, and then you could pop like an adrenaline burst if you have it to regain all your powers and keep doing it again. And Mass Effect 2 is just more like, hey, use your power, and then. But I changed it up, so I was a Sentinel in Mass Effect 1.
Which one was that?
It's like half biotic, half like medium. You can wear medium armor. You can use pull, lift, or not pull, because pull didn't exist until 2. So it was lift, push, warp, which I felt like didn't do any damage in Mass Effect 1 at all, even like fully maxed out. So I was kind of disappointed in that power. Like, I remember it being stronger, but I think it might have been singularity is what I was thinking of, where it just kind of pulls everybody into one spot. So I was a little disappointed with the warp in Mass Effect 1. I just don't remember it being that bad.
You said you were Sentinel?
Sentinel, yeah.
And that's the hybrid between biotic and...
It's half biotic, half soldier. So you can use pistol, shotgun, medium armor, and then...
I thought that was Vanguard.
No, that was definitely a Sentinel. Vanguard.
Maybe I think it's something else.
Vanguard.
Maybe it's an talent or ability or something.
It might be, but I went full evil playthrough.
You push that reporter, you bitch.
I definitely punched her in the face. I also killed the council. Nice. Well, I let the council die because I always let them die. I've never actually saved them. And I made Captain Anderson the leader of the council.
Nice.
At the end there. And I'm starting off this one. And I started it off as, what was it? I can't remember the actual name of it. It's the techie one.
Infiltrator?
No, not for the stealth. I did the one that had, I didn't even know Mass Effect 2 had a summoner class. That's the thing.
Get the little droids to come out?
Yeah, you get the little droid to pop up behind him and he starts shooting them and turns them around. And then you could also turn the allies against each other. And I didn't even know that existed because I always only played Sentinel through all the games. Really? So I was like trying to change it up.
I always played Infiltrator. I just go quiet, then sniper shot with like when you pop out of stealth, your next shot's like 150 damage.
Yeah. That is definitely badass.
It is.
And I wanted to do Vanguard because I always saw Vanguard. Vanguard's got the biotic rush. And I was kind of thinking about that. I was like, I don't know. I want to try this. I've never tried this before. I've never done full tech. As many times as I've played through Mass Effect 1 and 2, I was like, I've never done a full tech playthrough.
You see, but I think that's really awesome that you could go, like, a game that you played so many times and you could revisit it and you're having that fun again to play it again. Like, oh shit, I've been so far removed from playing it that playing it again, even though I know these abilities and classes and I know how the story shapes out to be.
Right.
Like, you're still having fun with it.
Exactly.
And I think that really holds up to the testament of the strength that BioWare had back then when Mass Effect 2 came out.
Back when BioWare was BioWare?
Yeah, because honestly, like, I could tell anybody that plays video games, especially RPGs, like, try out Mass Effect.
For sure.
Hands down, like, try out Mass Effect. It's so much fun.
And this Legendary Edition, I gotta admit, like, it wasn't on, like, I was like, okay, I can play it at 4K at 60 FPS, like, okay, whatever, right? But, like, now that I've actually got it in my hands and I'm playing on this beautiful TV here, and with HDR and the 60 FPS at 4K, I'm just having a blast with it. I think it's the PS4 version. I don't know, PS4, PS5, whatever. Yeah. I don't have like adaptive triggers or nothing, but I don't think they actually put that in there.
I don't think so either.
So, having a blast playing it, and just that intro sequence in Mass Effect 2 where the Normandy's going down and you're like trying to go save Joker. I was like, oh man, this is gorgeous. Yeah. Even if they upscale the textures, I remember that scene so vividly in my mind, just being like absolutely amazing, dude. Like, that is definitely one of my favorites. Like, that opening scene of that game is just like, holy shit.
Like, the game starts, you're like, wait, what?
What? Like, am I dead?
Yeah. I was like, well,
am I dead?
Yeah. Yeah, they really nailed it with the intro.
Also, Miranda is fine as fuck. Let's be real. I didn't realize that she was in that new movie with Chris Pratt. The actress who plays Miranda, her name is Yvonne Strahovski or something like that. She's an Australian actress.
Really?
Actor, whatever you want to call them nowadays. But yeah, she is... nope, never mind. I can't say. If you haven't seen The Tomorrow War, it's on Amazon right? Prime. Go watch it. It's a very, very good watch. Okay. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It's a good 2 hours, and Chris Pratt is funny, and he does his thing in that movie. So I'm not gonna say who she is in the movie, but I mean, you'll figure it out.
Okay.
Good stuff though. But I was like, man, fucking Miranda, dude, fucking dime piece, bro.
I think they toned her down a little bit.
Nah, bro.
Because I think they said yeah, we had a lot of ass shots of her. Yeah, we knew our target was teenage boys, so we kind of like changed.
I'm not mad at them, dude. They should have kept them in. I'm not mad because she had a donk before donks in the thing, bro. She had an ass. So I did a lot of Mass Effect 1. I put about 15 to 17 hours into Mass Effect 1 before I completed it. I didn't stream that one today just because I just really didn't have the time. Like, I literally started playing an hour before you showed up, and then like I completed it, and then I started Mass Effect 2, and then you showed up, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna stop.
Same. If I'm gonna stream, I want at least 2 hours minimum.
I want at least 2 hours.
Yeah, because if not, I don't want to like grab people out of what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta go see. Like, hey, they could have been doing something.
What the
else.
Fuck, you tease?
Yeah, give me monies.
I also did a lot of Destiny 2 this week.
Nice.
And the reason being is because I was trying to get my Grandmaster Conqueror title. So I've completed all 4 classes, or I'm sorry, all four elements. So there's like 4 or 5 different things that you need to do to get the Conqueror title, and I've completed like all but one challenge, and then the last challenge is gonna happen next week whenever they release the next Grandmaster. And I'm gonna go into that, knock that out, and get my Conqueror title. I'm gonna feel good about myself because I fucking did something in the game. It'll be my second title. The first one being Splicer, which is the current season. I've completed all the challenges for Splicer. But the Conqueror title is the end game. That's like one of the end game titles. Like there's the raid end game titles, and then there's the PvP titles. But then like if you're into doing like not dungeons, but more like the end game content strikes. Because what they do is they just take the strikes that are already in the game and they just make them way fucking harder. You know what I mean? Like you got to match the, like, just for instance, like, you got to stay together or else you won't gain health. You got to, which is also dangerous at the same time, right? You got to match the shield, the enemy shield type to the weapon type that you're carrying. So you got to go in planning what weapons you're using. Damn. And then they also have fucking champions that only certain weapons can stop them. So not only do you have to have the certain weapon, but you also have this. You also have to have the certain element of each weapon that stops them at the same time. So if it's a barrier champion, you have to have like a scout rifle or an assault rifle. If it's an unstoppable, you need a sidearm or a grenade launcher. And if you got an overload, it's a hand cannon and or submachine gun.
Nice.
And then you have to mix and match your weapons, and then your team has to mix and match the weapons.
Meanwhile, the difficulty's cranked up to 11 and
right.
shit.
And you're already 30 light levels below like what you're supposed to be. So they'll one-shot you.
This is where they test you. This is where they separate the men from the boys.
So
like, how hardcore are you?
I fucking love the in-game stuff like that. I haven't had a chance to go against the Master Raid yet because my clan, most of my clan isn't up to light level.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Get there.
And nor do I want to really do it. And the reason being is because, like, I enjoy Vault of Glass. However, it's also boring at the same time because it is a rehashed raid. They didn't really do much to like change it up.
That's a D1 one, right?
It's a D1 one, right? So, and it's a little bit boring of a raid, and it's a little long. Like me and my boys, we ran Deepstone Crypt which was the last raid from what, like 7-8 months ago that started. That is already like they've already taken away all the good stuff away from it. But we played through that raid last night, and I had an absolute blast. I was like, oh man, this raid's fun. Like, what's so cool about it is you start off on the ice planet Europa, to Moon, I think, to Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken. But you start off on this ice moon, and then you work your way through this complex, and you go up, and then you go up into space into the space station, and then like you defeat this one boss, and like the fucking space station comes crashing down. You crash land on the planet again, and you got to fight him in the final
Jesus
stand.
Christ.
Like, it sounds dope as shit, right? But this one, you're just kind of like, you're walking through, and then you go through like a little to the vault of glass, which is there's no glass. So just being real, there's no glass.
Plexi.
It's plexi. And even though I enjoy the aesthetics of the new raid, that last raid, Deepstone Crypt, is just so good, man. I could play that shit all day, every day. Just have an absolute. It's chaotic. Everybody has to have like a certain role. You know, I very, very much enjoy it, and I'm glad that it's still in the game. But we'll see what they come up with for the next, expansion or whatever. So those are really the only 2 games that I played. I do have a new completion, like I said, as of today, which was Mass Effect 1.
Nice.
I've started Mass Effect 2, and I will continue to do so tonight and tomorrow night and Sunday night.
When you were playing Mass Effect 1, and we're talking about we'll talk about it more later, but the Nickelodeon brawl fighter.
Bro, I cannot
and
wait.
We're talking about who's gonna main who. Yeah, because I saw House in there, right? And we're talking about it.
Right.
Hi, House. But your boy Spencer came in there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the Wi-Fi warrior Spencer.
The Wi-Fi warrior Spencer.
Bro, and me and House were just like, bro, here's the link.
Bro, we were terrible.
I don't know Spencer. I don't know you, Spencer. I'm sorry, but bro,
I love Spencer to death.
Bro, go to Amazon. Here's a 50-foot Ethernet cable.
Here's a $10 cord,
and it'll make wonders for your connection.
No, he actually got his Ethernet connection back, and we ran it back. I believe Thursday or Wednesday. I can't recall.
The run back.
We did run it back, and he did beat me. Excuse me, he did beat me twice.
Oh,
and then I came back at him with Terry, and I took him for a set. against Banjo Kazooie, and then he swapped up to Sephiroth, and I swapped to Rob.
Oh.
And then I took him for another set, and then he said he had to go finish a term paper, and I was like, that's your OS? That's your option select, bro?
He's a fourth OS boy. No, I always thought your Rob was fucking sick as shit, dude.
I love Rob, dude. He's so much fun. So, yeah, we got a chance to run it back, and we are actually tied up right now with an Ethernet cable. His connection was way better.
Leaps and bounds way better.
Leaps and bounds way better.
Okay, I take it back then.
So,
he got his cable.
Homeboy with his cable is top tier. He's a very good Banjo-Kazooie player.
Nice.
Very annoying to play against Banjo-Kazooie because I didn't realize how good Banjo-Kazooie's recovery is off a block.
Really?
Like, I'm parrying, I parry, and he's still hitting me before I can hit him as Terry. And you know how good Terry's, like, off parry is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was just tearing me up, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie, his Banjo-Kazooie is really, really good.
Nice.
And he uses he doesn't really use bees too much. The one criticism I did have of him, and he had one of me. The one he had of me is I wasn't grabbing his Terry as much. Okay, I got you. Then I didn't want to grab too much because I didn't want him to anticipate grabs. So I would wave dash in. For those who don't know, wave dashing is where you just kind of double tap forward a lot instead of double tapping and holding forward. So I would wave dash in, and he would be coming towards me, or he'd be standing still, and I would do the crouching, the down C stick. So the crouching kick, where he just kind of tosses it out there, the little poke, and it would pop him up, and then I would go in for the combo, and I started changing up on him, and then sometimes I would go in for the crouch, and he would land, and I would go grab or something like that.
Yeah, hit him with the mix-up.
But he was getting me with the what's it called? Like where the charge where Banjo-Kazooie runs across
like
the stage.
Like a side B or something like that?
Oh my God.
The one that uses up a feather, right?
Yeah, he only gets like 5 feathers per life.
Per stock, yeah.
And it's pretty annoying. And he did something to me. I'm not gonna lie, Spencer, if you're watching right now, I'm not gonna lie, he did something to me I've never seen done before.
What happened?
I went in for the ultra where I smash the ground and do the blast.
Or power geyser?
Power geyser.
Yeah.
And he fucking parried it.
Bro.
Bro, top tier. I think it was luck. But it was so...
but that does something to you, though. That does something to you when you're like, oh, this is my CA? I'm gonna beat him with it. And then they parry it like
dude,
oh, motherfucker.
I went in for the power geyser. And you just see the... And I was like, oh, fuck.
Godlike reaction to what I do now.
He was so good with that, dude. But yeah, it was fun playing against him. We played together in some Destiny last night. Did some Mass Effect, like I said, and then I've got Mass Effect 2 coming up on stream probably tomorrow night after we're done with the con. Because tomorrow, if you are in the Houston area, guys, we are gonna be at Comicpalooza at the GRB.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, come hang out at the Cat Mechanic booth.
Yeah.
Which I don't have the number for. I'm pretty sure she'll put it in chat for you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, come check us out, come hang out, come say hi, all that stuff. But yeah, like I mean, it was a great week at Anime Matsuri. I had a blast.
I think people were just eager to get back out.
Bro,
They were just
everybody was ready to go, and then it was like half weird and half not weird. Like with all the people, like all the vendors not showing up.
Yeah, that was kind of odd. Like,
you know what I mean?
There were
like,
some gaps there, and I think there were some like
people moving around and like all kinds of crazy stuff. But like definitely where it was popping was the first floor. And I'm glad Comicpalooza is a little bit of a mix-up where everybody's on the first floor. You got your panels and stuff on the second floor, things like that. But we are going to be in, I guess, Artist Alley for Comicpalooza.
I think so, too.
She posted it on her Instagram and her stories and stuff. So check out the Cat Mechanic on all things social media.
Oh, yeah.
Etsy, Facebook,
put on
Instagram, all that good stuff. Check her out. Come hang out with us. We'll be at the booth all day. I was going to do my John Wick tomorrow.
Well, I mean, you've been talking about it like
You've
been talking about it since like 2019.
I was.
But
what? And
you didn't get your suit dry clean?
I put on the suit,
and
it's too big.
That's okay. That's better than being too tight,
bro. I looked at the pants. This is when I was at my.
You look like you're wearing your daddy's
bro.
Suit.
Whenever I thought I was at my skinniest, bro. Whenever I thought I was at my skinniest, it was a 34. You need a suit? That's probably too big for you.
Big for me.
Yeah, it's too big. I was at 34. Yeah. I've got to go get a new suit made.
I need a suit.
You want to go together?
Suit.
You want to go together?
Maybe the first weekend of August because next weekend I got some shit to do.
Yeah,
also.
but I want to go get it. I want to go
I
get
need
like
a
a
suit, though.
legit suit, like, but not too tight. But I'm not trying to do like a Conor McGregor suit where like the buttons are popping open. But
Yeah,
I you know, or my leg is busted out.
like okay, like I want a suit. I don't want to look like a mafioso or look like it's like from Steve Harvey.
Steve
collection.
Harvey,
I don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
that. I want something like respectable but kind of stands out.
But we got to go suit shopping together. No wives, or we're just going suit shopping like
go
as
suit shopping.
boys
Let's go.
with the
Let's go
with the
us.
wives.
Oh, fuck the
With the
wives.
Oh, fuck the wives. Okay.
Fucking wise.
But yeah, man, like that was basically my week. I did work out. I went back to my routine Wednesday,
Nice.
Thursday, and Friday. I didn't work out Monday and Tuesday. I woke up Wednesday morning. I was 150 pounds.
What the?
I was thicky thick.
Damn, boy.
I woke up this morning at 142, which is a good 8-pound loss.
Has to be all water weight.
I'm not mad at it. Well, basically, I restarted my diet Wednesday morning. Like I ate Tuesday night. I was eating like an asshole, like all weekend at the con, and then like Monday and Tuesday,
Definitely at the con.
I ate
Definitely
like
at
an
the
asshole,
con,
bro.
yeah.
So Wednesday morning, I woke up, I weighed myself, and I was immediately disgusted. Immediately disgusted with myself, dude. And I'm not a thick boy by any stretch of the imagination, but I was absolutely disgusted with myself. I was like, I should not be 150. Like I've been 245,
Ah, that's
and
the worst.
like you know what I mean? Like I've been 245, and like I dropped down, and like right now I'm happy with where I'm at, like 140, 145, like ish. I'm happy with that. But I saw 150, I saw the 50, and I was like, nope, I'm done.
Are you a numbers guy? Like,
Oh yeah, it
it's just-
motivates the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I see numbers and like because like don't worry about the numbers. And I told myself like just don't look at the numbers.
It
right?
motivates the shit out of me. It makes me feel bad about myself.
Yeah, me too.
And he's like, "Oh, you're like." That's what I would always tell myself. Like whenever I started fasting, like whenever I was at 245 pounds, what I would tell myself is, I would see that number and I would see how much I ate, and I'm like, "Oh, you're a fat piece of shit." Not saying that 245 pounds is a bad thing, guys. What I'm saying is that I felt bad because I know I could do better.
Yeah.
So I started fasting and doing all that stuff. So now that I saw 150, I was like, "Oh no, I can do better."
Well, piggybacking what you're saying, I agree that like me personally, that I know it sounds like awful, but that having some of that self-loathing, it motivates me.
Oh fuck, I hate myself.
Because I know I could do better. I know like I'm letting myself slip if it goes away from it. And,
Right.
And the only person I could blame is myself.
Right.
So like it's not like a me just like punishing myself brutally. It's me using that to fuel my motivation to
Exactly.
get better. You know, like Rick, you were at a better place. Why are you losing it? Why are you slipping it? Get back
Right.
to
Get back in
tighten
the
up.
game.
Shape up.
So yeah, I did do the Layham workouts
Nice.
Wednesday and Thursday, but also on top of that, what I was doing was after every stop,
Nice.
I did 5 of each different type of body workout. So my first stop I would do squats, second stop I would do push-ups, third stop I would do sit-ups, fourth stop I would do pull-ups,
burpees?
fifth stop I would do lunges. No, I didn't want to like get on the ground too much because
Okay.
my truck is fucking gross throughout the middle of the day, right? So the less I had to touch the ground, the better.
Better.
So like I would do
Just your
push-ups. I would do push-ups outside the truck, but I would do squats and everything else inside the truck. But it was Turkish squats, squash, pull-ups on the bar where I hang my mats up and stuff like that. So I was doing those. So I was constantly working out
Good.
all day, not including lifting up all the heavy shit that I do. It's fucking not light, especially when it's raining. But I got back to work Wednesday. My truck is in fucking shambles. Nobody loaded up my truck for me. Okay, we had a meeting. Okay. So that means I was super late Wednesday. Okay, no problem. But then like the guy that I don't like, and I hope you're fucking listening right now,
Yeah,
because
Mike.
you're my manager. It's not Mike, but you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit, dude. And I hope you're listening to me right now,
Es mierda.
because you can't work and you suck. That's that one guy that I told you about that I was training, and
Oh, I'll work out and like he's eating like chips and
he's
shit.
eating like 6 times a day. That guy,
yeah.
that guy, he ran my heaviest day, which is Monday, by the way. And he said, "Oh, I got everything." And like I'm like, "Okay, cool. You got everything? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and stop by. I'm gonna double check your work on Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it was, right? I'm gonna go double check your work. Wednesday I ran my normal route. Thursday I went to check up on him. I was like, all right, you ran my Monday. Somebody else ran my Tuesday. The guy that ran my Tuesday is one of the guys that I trained. I trained. I was like, okay, cool. I'll check up on him on Friday, which I did today. So on Monday, I don't know why Google's fucking talking. Anyway, on Thursday, I was checking up on my Monday route because I was like near my Monday stops. So I went by and I checked up on my Monday stuff, and there was 6 accounts that he did not pick up
Oh,
soil for, which is insane to me because the last time I saw my Monday accounts was the Friday before 4th of July. And then 4th of July happened, and then we were off that Monday, right? So they had the entire weekend, then they had the entire week, and then the weekend again, and then they had Monday where there was a replacement driver who was that person, and that person decided he wasn't going to pick up stuff. So
oh.
I had 2.5, almost 3 weeks worth of shit that I had to pick up. And it's, it's disgusting, guys. It's outside, you know what I mean? It's fucking gross. It's moldy. It's covered in
Sitting in the
flies.
heat.
Yeah, and rained on.
Rained on.
And I was absolutely pissed. So I sent a message to my manager because that Wednesday, whenever I showed back up, we had that meeting, right? And that meeting was just all about no bag left behind. We're not going to leave any bag behind. We need all the soil we can get and blah, 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 right?
No accountability.
Rah, 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 rah. But the person who's supposed to be leading as a manager can't even fucking pick up the stuff, and it absolutely pissed me off. And what I should have done was send him out here to come pick up the soil. I see it all over the place. Send him out here to do it. But I didn't do that. I picked it up because it's my account, whatever. And then, so I had to pick up extra soil from him. And now today, whenever I checked up on the guy that ran my Tuesday stuff, absolutely perfect.
Nice.
Crazy how the guy that I trained actually finished the fucking shit. Now, let me go ahead and piggyback off of that guy being a piece of shit real quick before you interject. I get to work Wednesday morning. We have the meeting, right? I load up the truck. And then he tells me, hey, there's 4 or 5 stops that we couldn't get to. We like meaning him and then the second guy, right? So there's 4 or 5 stops we couldn't get to. I need you to take care of those today. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. No.
Wow.
Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. You want to know why, Rick? You want to know why? You want to know why? Because I was paid to be off Monday and Tuesday, and I'm not going back on Monday and Tuesday, or else I'm getting my vacation time back.
Yeah.
I'm not going back to do Monday and Tuesday stuff.
You already work for free enough going on the weekends to load your truck and shit.
Yeah. I'm not going out there. And like I just told him straight out, no. And he goes, what do you mean no? He goes, what do you mean no? And I was like, no, I'm not fucking going out there. If I was running my Monday or my Tuesday, you expect me to finish my route, right? He says yes. I said, well, then if you're stepping onto my truck to go do my route, then I expect you to fucking do it.
Yeah.
I didn't say it like that, but I was like, I expect you to finish it. If you expect me to finish it, then I expect you to finish it, right? So I'm not doing that. Well, he goes, look at the way he was dressed in his little fancy shit. Look at the way I'm dressed or whatever. And I was like, I don't give a fuck how you're dressed, bro. It's your fault you didn't finish it. You should get your ass back out there and go finish it up like a man, But it was a little tense between me and him. And then my other manager, like my actual manager, was there, and he stepped in and he's like, no, dude, he tells the guy, he's like, you're wrong. You need to go out there and finish the job. He's like, oh, I didn't bring a change of clothes. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you didn't bring. Like, you need to go out there and finish it.
Real,
it's not Ruben's fault. It's not his fault. You can't finish his route.
Yeah, you're not here to do other people's job. You got your job to take care of your customers, your shit to do, your route.
Step.
That's definitely one of my pet peeves, dude. It's the people who try to lead but don't do it. Like that they try to do all these other jobs, but they never done the jobs.
He's not a leader.
Like I respect the manager who's done it all, who started from the belt, who did the loading, who did the unloading, who's done the driving, who's done all. Like that guy who does it, I respect him because they know what it feels to be out on the road.
For sure. I don't respect this guy at all. He has zero of my respect. Like I said, I hope he's fucking listening. Not that he will be, but I hope he is somewhere, some point in time. I hope you're listening, dude. You're garbage. And I said this, I don't know, like 2 months ago whenever you first fucking started. You're garbage. I remember
that conversation.
You're still garbage. And you don't belong here, dude. Like, if you can't work, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you on my truck if you're going to fuck up with my customers, But all that aside, I had a good week at work because I only worked 3 days.
Easy.
And it was kind of hot, but not too hot. It kind of rained here and there off and on. and I had to clean up his mess, but not the guy that I actually train's mess. So I know that for a fact that the way that I do things, the way that I train people, the way that I showed him how to do his job for that training, he absolutely murdered it, and I'm so happy,
dude.
And I can't wait to bring him up on Monday whenever I go in and talk to my service manager.
The fact that the trainee did a better job than the supervisor,
bro, he was top tier, bro.
That doesn't make sense.
Top tier. You know why? Because I actually trained him for more than 2 days. I had that other guy on my truck for 2 days, and then on Monday I showed up, and like I put his little ice chest away, and he asked me, he's like, "Hey man, I left my ice chest in your truck." I was like, "Oh, I put it in the route room." And then like I fucking took off, and then my actual manager was calling me. He's like, "Hey, that guy's supposed to ride with you." I was like, "No, I'm good." You remember I told you that story?
I'm Gucci.
I'm good. I don't need him slowing me down. To
Oh.
hell with that dude, man. He's a piece of shit, dude. But I'm glad the week is done. All my customers have gotten taken care of. I had a good solid week at work, man, and I can't wait for the next week, dude. I'm looking onwards and upwards at this point, But that was my week.
What about media? You watch anything good?
Oh, I did actually. I'm so sorry. Thank you for bringing that up. I watched Black Widow.
How was it?
It was good.
Really?
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Very much so.
Okay. I thought that we're gonna be like using it as a cash cow and just go whole, like
Nope.
We're woke and look at us.
Really good.
Okay.
Really good. All the actors and actresses in that movie were top tier solid. I did finish Falcon Winter Soldier immediately after that.
Okay.
And that show ended very well. It didn't start off the best, right?
Okay.
So Falcon and Winter Soldier ended very, very well. I also watched the ending of For All Mankind Season 2.
Okay, that's the alternate history of the first moon landing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
With the guy that plays RoboCop, the new RoboCop.
Joe Kinnan, I think.
Joel
Kinnaman or something
Kinnaman
like that,
or something like that. That one ended very well.
Nice.
Definitely on a not on a cliffhanger, but like they resolved the story within season 2, which I really very much enjoyed. But they also left it open for the season 3.
Okay.
So season 1 takes place in the 50s, 60s, that era, and then the second season takes place in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, wow.
And then at the end they showed a little something going on. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, because it's a great fucking show. But the end, it had something happening, and then it said 1995, and it had "Smells Like Teen Spirit" playing or not "Smells Like Teen Spirit," but one of the Nirvana songs playing in the background. So I'm very, very excited for the third season of that, if that does come about, because it could just keep going. Like they could just keep going throughout the decades.
Did they change characters since it's different time periods?
They added new characters, but they've taken away characters, but they haven't Joel's character has been in the first and the second seasons, and they haven't really finished his story arc. And they have, they had a little girl in season 1 who's now a young lady in season 2, so they haven't really finished her story arc. And there's a bunch of other things going on between the U.S. and Russia and things like that that haven't been resolved either. But those people that are entangled in the main storylines actually haven't been fully closed off and finished yet. So so far I enjoy the shit out of the show. I'm actually keeping my subscription to Apple TV Plus, which is $5. All the content on there that I've watched has been superb. Everything that I've watched, and I think this upcoming week I'm going to start on season 2 of Mythic Quest.
Someone with the what was it?
The guy from
Rob
Always Sunny.
McElhenney, I think his name.
No, that's the guy from. He's like
Always Sunny, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, Always Sunny. Is that the guy? I thought Rob McElhenney was.
He was Mac. I think he was really fat at one point. And
he got ripped.
He got ripped. He's like, yeah, dude, this is fucking hard.
So yeah, I'm gonna catch up on season 2 of that. I also want to start season 4 or 5 or whatever it is, the latest season of Handmaid's Tale, because that show is really good as well. That one's on Hulu.
I think that show was just too heavy for me. It's fucking
dark.
Heavy, dude.
It's dark. And then the last thing that I watched this week, which was a kind of like fuck it, I'll watch it, was Ice Road. And
Ice Road Truckers?
Kind of. It's called Ice Road. It stars Liam Neeson.
Did they take his daughter and he has a certain set of skills? He will find them.
No. It had Lawrence Fishburne in it as well. And basically what happens is, don't watch this movie, guys, because it's garbage. I watched it so you didn't have to watch it.
Okay, you saw it for us.
I saw it for you. Basically what happens is there's these miners in, I don't know, fucking Canada somewhere.
Okay.
And something happens to the miners where they get trapped underground. And Liam Neeson and this Native American girl, who I don't think was Native American at all, and Lawrence Fishburne have to drive 18-wheelers with these drills from somewhere north USA all the way to Canada through the ice road. And, you know, lots of twists and turns happen along the way. Don't worry about it. It's fucking garbage.
While a storm's going on and shit.
There's no storm, but the ice is melting, of course. You know, that's the race against time. Okay. But the movie's garbage. Okay. Don't waste your time. I just wanted to see how far Liam Neeson has fallen from
He's a paycheck, bro.
the days of Taken. Yeah, it was not good. Please do not watch this.
Jin, please.
Please do not watch this movie at all unless you just need something background noise. It's on Netflix.
Oh.
And it was like number 2 or number 3 last week, and then I started it, and then I was like,
should I?
I was like, fuck it, I'll start it, and I started watching it, and I kept on going. And then like after like 45 minutes, I'm like, I'm too far in, and there's no turning back.
It's like a train wreck.
There's no turning back. And I had to keep going, and I finished it like Monday or Tuesday, and I was like, wow. Movie's garbage.
Sometimes just put it on like you're doing laundry and shit, or just hanging out, like just like
yeah. And then of course I watch my little side stuff like Bob Burgers and stuff like that. It's just like background noise. Yeah. Like I've seen the seasons already, so it's just kind of like background
something
noise.
You know, you're familiar with.
But yeah, like that's about all that I watched. Like I said, I'm looking forward to Mythic Quest this week, and there's something else I wanted to watch. Oh, I want to start Loki because Loki's already like all 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think Michael enjoyed it.
And we need to catch up on Dave because Dave's got 2 episodes out now that we haven't watched. Little Dicky. So there's a few things that we need to watch, but nothing too crazy. Black Widow, I highly recommend, guys. If you have not seen Black Widow, please go check this out.
Maybe I'll get back in. Maybe I'm past my Marvel fatigue because after Avengers Endgame, I was kind of like just fatigued, and I just never came back. I never saw the Homecoming one, right? That's the second one? Far From Home from Spider-Man.
You didn't see that one?
No, that one takes place like right after.
Yes,
that kind of.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
And I didn't watch it. By then, I was just like fully fatigued with Marvel. I was like, ugh.
Homecoming is good. I mean, I think they're all good and they're all entertaining in their own ways. I would highly suggest WandaVision, just because I absolutely adore that show. It was great from beginning to end. Like it's a little trippy at first, and then like once you get to like the end of the first episode, it's kind of like lost, where you're like, the fuck happened?
Things start little by little, they start piecing together.
The fuck does that mean? And then you have to go into the next episode, and then you got to go into the next episode, and you gotta go, you know, it keeps you wanting to move forward. Falcon Winter Soldier didn't really have that too much, but it was still an entertaining watch, and there's a lot of how do I explain it?
Like political things that's going on right now, kind of tied in.
Yeah, because you want the spoiler or no?
It's been out for spoilers because I mean, there's some like race issues and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's race issues, but you know that Falcon eventually becomes Captain America, right? In the comic books, well, he becomes Captain America by the end of some point towards the end of the season, and there was also another older black Captain America at some point, or a black super soldier or whatever. And not that there's a problem with this, guys. Relax. Not getting weird here. But, you know, it's just like nobody's going to accept a black Captain America. And this is like, what fucking USA are you talking about? Because I don't give a fuck, you know? I'm just sitting here thinking, like, does everybody think? Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't see like racism on a daily basis. So whenever I see it like portrayed in shows, not like racism, but people being angry about
issues of something like that.
You know what I mean? Well, like, and I'm just kind of like, I'm just kind of like, does this occur? Because I wasn't raised to think like that. Like, I don't give a shit, dude. Like who cares who you are? As long as you're protecting America, I don't give a fuck.
I haven't seen it, so I have no opinion on it. I mean, but I've heard some people saying that sometimes they go a little heavy-handed on some of the racial things that's going on.
It was a little heavy-handed
like,
towards
whatever.
the end.
I mean, I haven't seen it, so I have no opinion. I just, from what I heard,
it's a good watch though. It's a good watch. But definitely WandaVision was top tier. Towards the end of Falcon Winter Soldier, it explains what happens somewhat in Black Widow. because there's like a couple characters that get introduced in that
Mhm.
that transfer over to the next one. I'm trying not to give out as much spoilers as I can, guys, but yeah, man, like I think all the Marvel stuff that has come out on Disney Plus and of course Black Widow, they were all really really good. And seeing ScarJo,
Gosh,
she-
ScarJo,
oh
dude.
my
She's
God.
she's
I'm-
my to me she's my hottest Jew girl ever.
Jew girl. She's Jewish.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
yeah.
Anyway, I didn't know.
It's me. Yeah.
I didn't know. It doesn't matter. She's gorgeous. But yeah, that movie was absolutely incredible. If you want to take it home with you, I will
We'll figure it
give
out.
you a copy.
We'll figure it out.
Definitely watch.
But definitely, it's a 180 compared to when Disney Plus first came out. Because remember, they're like, hey, you can
Oh
watch
my God.
all our animated stuff. And I was kind of like defending. I was like, you know what? They're going to have some stuff coming down the pipe.
Yeah, sure.
And
2 years
everything-
later,
Yeah. Now
they're-
because they
now
had
they're
like
popping.
they had like Mandalorian right at the gate, like sweet.
yeah,
And then after that, they were like,
that's.
that's it.
Speaking of Star Wars, that's also on my list is The Bad Batch. But I also want to go back and see
What's the Bad Batch?
It's an animated movie or animated show that takes place like
Oh, I
after
think
the
I saw
Clone
something,
Wars or
yeah.
Attack of the Clone Wars or something
Yeah.
like that. But I also want to see that because I've never seen that animated show by from Star Wars.
Clone
either.
Wars one, I think.
Clone Wars.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about that one.
So I'm gonna definitely check into those. But I'm excited for the next Mandalorian, which comes out later on this year,
Good.
and Boba. So, but right now, that's what I'm looking forward to next week is Dave, Loki, and what's the other one that I said? Handmaid's Tale. Those are
Yeah,
the
I
ones
saw this one clip of Lil Dicky, Dave, or I don't know who is in real. I don't know his persona in real life, but he was like on a New York radio station, and he's like actually just flowing.
Oh, dude,
I'm like,
he's,
whoa,
he's a
this
killer.
dude's legit. I thought there was just like, here's a part.
He's
we're
a
gonna
killer.
write, we're gonna write some lyrics, read them out. But no, this guy like just was like on a live radio show on a New York station.
It's Shade 4-5, yeah.
Yeah,
with
and he was just going off. I'm like,
he's a killer, bro.
this guy's legit. Because like, what the fuck you listening to? I was like, that's Lil Dicky.
You know what's a little weird though? Is if you watch the Dave show, he uses a lot of those lines that he uses in that freestyle. I'm gonna use freestyle with air quotes because I don't think any of those freestyles on Shade 4-5 are actually real. Conspiracy theory. Put your tinfoil hat on.
I love spin tinfoil hat time.
But he actually uses a lot of the lines that he uses in that freestyle in the show. So like when he says, I'm like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, these hooks got me scoring, see me coming from afar. He uses that in the show, and guess who shows up to interview him is fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that stuff that's like reused and
I'm sure he
rehashed.
pulls them out from real life and kind of integrates it into the show and like makes it fit and
Yeah.
I mean
I mean, it's not bad. Like, I don't think that he's a bad artist at
No.
all. I think Little Dicky's dope. But being that I've seen all those freestyles and things like that, I was like, oh, you're just reusing stuff that you've
which,
already said.
and there's no problem with that. I mean, you have to. Yeah, it is what it is.
But if it was Eminem,
Uncancelable.
uncancelable, bro. You
Yeah.
can't cancel Eminem. He's grandfathered in. But that's my week, dude. Like, I don't know how long that was, huh? Like 30 minutes.
Everybody's here hanging out with us. They missed us. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, doing the live show at the con was fun, but
Yeah.
like sitting down like this
I miss it.
is a lot better.
I missed it.
It's a lot
2
better.
weeks.
I like it. Yeah, I mean the con's fun because you get sights and sees, and it's kind of a distraction because you're talking, but at the same time you see like
Yeah, I'm like
this
looking around.
half-naked anime girl walking by, and you're like,
Yo, can we
You
talk
want a
about
Hego
that
mask.
real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Because they had anime girls with their ass hanging out and
definitely.
pasties on their nipples, and literally 2 floors below us is a fucking Dr. Seuss convention.
love it. Love it.
Just
Don't
So-
don't underestimate the power of the weeb.
half naked anime chicks are walking around. Not all of them were good looking. Half naked anime chicks were all walking in, with pasties on
And
their
their
tits
onesies.
and their onesies and all that
tight.
nasty shit that they were wearing. And then these kids are walking in to go see a
Dr.
Dr. Seuss
Oh yeah.
convention
Oh, yeah.
that was just like this quarter of the entire convention.
Yeah.
It was hilarious
Oh,
to
yeah.
me. Anyway,
Definitely.
how was your week, Rick? Please tell me.
So it started with last week. The con was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. The only thing that sucked to me was the fact that at night, Saturday night, we're trying to exit the George R. Brown, and the Astros game was letting out.
Yep.
So we had to deal with not only the George R. Brown convention traffic, the Astros traffic,
And everybody just hanging
and
around downtown.
everybody just hanging out. It literally took us, the little side street off of 50 in Chartres
Yep.
that leads up to I-10.
Yep.
Just from the hotel to Chartres to I-10, 1 hour.
Dang.
Yeah, 1 hour. That sucks. So Sunday when the con was done, we're like, you just want to go to Saltgrass and eat dinner now?
Fuck yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
we just went to Saltgrass, ate dinner. We just talked about the con and the good things about it, and we enjoyed it. Just the highlights of it, the highlights, lowlights, and all the reels and everything. We talked about that. All right, let's go to the car. And sure enough, traffic was already gone,
Yep.
whatever. And so it was good. I enjoyed the con. I honestly think, I know we mentioned it earlier, but I think people were just eager to get out.
Yep.
Because I was talking to my boy Trip, and he said, "Yeah, dude, I did a killing. Like everybody that he knows there did a killing. I mean,
Yep.
we did it. It was awesome. Just
And shouts out to the Trip, man. Yeah, meeting him in person again was very, very fun.
Yeah.
Sit down and talk with him for a minute. Like I didn't get to talk to him all weekend, but I did talk to him Friday or Saturday.
Friday or
I
Saturday,
can't
yeah.
remember. I can't remember. But very nice guy. Very nice
Oh,
to meet in
definitely.
person. And go check out his stream.
Yeah.
Anywhere you guys are.
he's always and
on
I
Twitch.
did a little podcast with him. It's like in bits and pieces. It's gonna be like for sure like on the B side. Well, I'll post it up there just
I
as it
still
is.
haven't listened to that.
Yeah, I'll put it as is, guys. I mean, if you want to check it out, check it out. If not, don't worry about it. But yeah, we'll put that up there. But yeah, the con was actually surprisingly good. I mean, I had some problems with it. Like, they had the artist alley on the 3rd floor
With no signs.
with no signs. Like,
Yep.
okay, you could fix that. There were some gaps, empty tables. They could have condensed some things. I mean, we talked about it earlier, but
Yeah.
I mean, minor things. But you know what? I think they were understaffed also because I don't think they
I
had.
didn't see a single fucking staff
No,
member.
I saw like at the very beginning when you're
When
getting
you
your
walk in
badges,
to get your badge,
and
yeah.
then to let you into the room, and then after that, like I didn't see shit.
Agreed.
And in comparison to the number of attendees, attendees to staff, like it was just
No, there was it felt like there was
1
like
to
no
1,000.
security, like nobody watching. Like flip your badge over. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like, do you know what all the badges look like? 'Cause, I mean, I could have just
4 days, Sunday,
could've
1
pulled-
day. Yeah,
I could have pulled like one of my
the
badges from last
2019
year.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
whatever. But yeah, it did feel like that for sure.
I mean, and the thing is, and it went with with that and pretty smooth. I mean, there was no altercations, nobody being stupid. I mean, the people that we interacted with were nice and polite. Oh, hi, how are you? Thank you.
Yeah.
we love your stuff. Whatever.
nice, man.
So I mean, for the most part, it was enjoyable, and would do it again.
And I heard Rick ask the question, if you have any, no, I heard him make the statement, if you have any questions,
feel free to
please feel free to ask.
Bro, it was working because when I was hanging
Bro.
out with Trip, I would just catch on and we'd see what he's doing. I'm like, man, this motherfucker's selling. Even Mikhail's like, you need to hang out with Anthony more often. Work on your salesmanships. I'm like,
I was like, bro, how many times are you gonna say this?
That's what I was doing.
Like,
I was just
change it
sitting
up.
there. I was just sitting there. We're all doing our little. It took us 6 hours to do a 20,
Yeah, it
30
did.
minute podcast. Okay. But I'm just there watching. I'm just observing. Like, okay, I'm gonna incorporate this into my cell game.
Okay.
So I was like, okay.
Okay.
I mean, and I think it showed because even Mikhail was like, you did pretty good. You need to hang out.
Yeah,
with
you
them
did.
often."
You did do really well.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh,
Saturday evening and Sunday all day, man. Like I
Yeah.
felt like you were killing the game.
I also think too. I think just being like refreshed doing it again because I think I just got burned out from previous years. Like,
Yeah, we were doing
them
them back to back to back to back.
and
to back.
again.
Yeah.
Another one. Great. Now like it being so far removed. Like, okay, it got a fresh.
It was kind of
Different
nice to just like to see everybody out
Yeah.
and like having a good time.
Yeah,
It felt really
honestly, my
nice.
favorite part was when they see something, like, their face lights up and they're happy, and like I think Mikhail as an artist and as a vendor, I think she appreciates too. Because
Yeah.
just seeing that, so like people, she made some people's days.
But also,
for sure.
Mikkel, you better be working right now
She's been working all week.
because we got a con tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just saying.
She's been working all week.
Just saying.
grinding it out.
But
Yeah, the cons were good. They were fun. So we got one Comic Palooza tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Work was not too bad. Work was work. I did get out late Wednesday night, but I was still able to. Like, what's that? Whoop in my butt.
I'm just smelling my own self.
Whoop in my butt. Well, Wednesday was kind of late, so I just kind of just chill at the house afterwards and
Yeah.
did some got some news for the podcast and
Okay.
some topics that we're gonna talk about later. Yeah, work was work. It was fine. And today I had an 8-hour work day, so I was able to just go get a haircut, get over here, exercise, and like be here on time because I know like, because I messaged you, I was like, man, we might need to get Kevin. You should go pee-pees.
I don't
No?
know what she's doing. She's tripping.
I say, we'll hit the pause.
But I don't mind. I don't mind getting Kevin, but like Kevin wasn't prepared for it. He wasn't
It
aware.
was last minute, yeah.
You know, it was like very last minute, and he didn't answer me. I texted him yesterday, and he didn't answer me until like this
he
morning.
was playing a video game.
No, he wasn't. He was working. So it's like he didn't really answer. It was like, well, he doesn't really have any topics or anything like that. And like, granted, I don't have that many topics today, but there's a lot of good stuff that happened this week.
There's a big
for
stuff
sure.
happened.
But yeah, like I don't mind having Kevin, but I prefer the OG OS Rick. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
thank you.
Rick with a 1.
Work with the 1. Catch me there.
Right there.
But so work was work. It was fine. I did stream Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
What'd you stream? Because I didn't see
Sekiro.
notifications.
Shadows Die Twice. Like when I saw House in your chat, he's like, Rick, when we gonna play Guilty Gear? I was like, I have to play House in Guilty Gear,
Yeah.
but I haven't touched the game in 3 weeks, and it's not that I'm not enjoying the game. It's just that Sekiro just sunk its hook into me and is not letting go. Dude.
You're welcome, Rick.
Like, bro,
You're welcome.
I was playing that game, and shouts out to my chat for going in there and like, and these are such the nicest guys because they go in there and they have patience. They're like, all right, Rick, and I'll ask them, hey guys, okay, I got this area, I just finished this boss. Where should we go to next? Oh, we need to go here. Oh wait, you don't have that yet, so let's go here and go find that. And they're just, I mean,
They're helping you out a lot. Nice.
Hands down, dude. The Souls community, somebody will just walk in and just start talking, and he's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, I don't recognize his name, so I was like, I know it's not one of my regulars. I'm like, all right, dude, hands down. Yeah, I got my
Not one of my subs.
Yeah. So I was like, look, hands down, dude, this is a situation. I'm stuck at this place. I need to find this, and I gotta find this. And he'll just be like, oh, okay, cool. Just, I'll give you some information. Just let me know what you need. I'm like, okay, I need to find this, and this. Okay, cool. And we just take it, and and then by the end of the night, he's like, okay, follow. I'm like, sweet, that's awesome, just hanging out. But I got to the part where I found that damn dirty ape, the guardian ape. And I was like, I know Ruben was telling me about it so much. I was like, okay, all right, let's see what this damn dirty ape's about. So I got in there. Okay, all right, I see. I mean, I had to fight my way to get there, dude. All those fucking baboons and shit.
Yep.
So I finally got my way to him, and I was like, okay, I'm fighting him. I'm like, okay, when's the second fucking ape gonna come in? Because I know Ruben said there's 2 apes. Like, where is he?
There's
2 apes, right? I'm like, okay, so I'm fighting him. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going through my freaking my gourd seeds, and I'm like, fuck, I am out of gourd seeds. I'm like, okay, all right, well, maybe the monkey just maybe I'm thinking of a different fight, or maybe it's he comes out somewhere else later. So I finally down that motherfucker. I'm like, okay, good, all right, fine, all right, let me go freshen up, top myself off that way before the other monkey shows up.
Of course.
And I'm kind of, and you know how there's trees in there, so you could like slingshot yourself up. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna get out the way I came in, slingshot. And I kind of pan my camera around. I'm like, that's the second monkey. Jesus fucking Christ! I kind of just like spit on it. All right, motherfucker, let's do this. And I just go in there, and then here he comes, and he's missing his head, so he's kind of like that drunken monkey style. Just I'm like, I ate all the shots. I'm like, all right.
So you wiped.
So I wiped. So I mean, I was able to get the first form down at the cost of all my gourd seeds, but I got the first one down. Okay. And I barely got very limited information on the second phase. I'm like, okay, we get back in there. I dropped down the first one. Okay, going to the second one. Okay, he's gonna do very staggered 1, 2. Staggers again. So you have to like be. You can't be like. It's not like a rhythm like 1, 2, 3. You have to 1, 2. Follow it. It's not 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3 comes in, and then he's like, okay, here comes the red kanji warning sign. Now, what position is he in? If he's kind of like idle and he's putting the head back on, okay, he's going for the terror scream back up ASAP.
Right.
If he's kind of still in motion, he's going for a low attack. So that's when he started jumping. So I mean, after getting just pummeled by that second phase, I'm like, okay, I just started recognizing, and these are what were giving me the problems was the red kanji signs. But once I got the pattern down and knowing it, like I just parry, and I'm telling you, dude, this game is like, I love Bloodborne, but Sekiro is jockeying for position to be the #1 Souls game. It really is because when you're playing as Sekiro and you have the katana and they come in, especially against the ape, and he comes down, like he's standing up and comes crashing down, and you deflect it. Like it's not the regular kind of ping ping, kind of deflect. It's that heavy, like metal hitting something very heavy metal and just boom. like you could
Yeah.
figure out the fuck.
So
And,
what
and,
the
and,
fuck
like,
is that
and,
noise?
and it just pushes you all the way back, like, and you see the dust coming out and everything. I'm like, oh my
No, the
god,
game's great.
I know that motherfucker. So you hear, you get the parry, and like the game makes me feel like I'm holding the sword and I'm feeling all the vibrations of the shock. Like that's how I feel like when I'm playing that game. Like
Right.
I just parry that, and he's down. Now get in there, and you have no stamina bar, so you could keep going as much as you
Right.
want. But at the cost, if you don't check yourself, you're gonna
can
wake
wreck
up.
yourself.
He's gonna wake up and I finally got it down. Got him down. I was like, holy shit! And
You
I was
got
just
both apes down?
finally,
Oh,
yeah, I got it.
shit.
It was that same night. So maybe with attempt 5, maybe 6.
Good job, dude. I couldn't beat
And,
the
and
ape.
it felt so good because I was just like, you piece of shit, I got you. I'm better than you right now. And it felt so good because I learned this pattern and I was able to just boom, 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 bling, 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 and then get in there. And these motherfuckers just fucking launching off a fucking fart and grabbing a piece of shit and throwing at me. And,
Yeah.
and I'm sidestepping and I'm like freaking grappling hook to the sword that's stuck to his head. Like when I'm coming in, I just like, dude, this is so much fun. And like I said, don't get me wrong. Playing Demon Souls and Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, I mean, those they have their moments, but somehow with Sekiro, it just feels so much rewarding when you
Right.
and you break their posture and they're defeated and you get that like
Stab.
it feels so fucking good.
I'm glad
And
you like
thoroughly
it, man.
enjoying Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
glad
And
you
like I
like
said,
it.
like I want to play Guilty Gear because Johnny he sent me an invite to his Discord because and he's just showing me some some stuff that he's been labbing up with Giovanna. And I'm like, dude, this looks so good. You're going off a neutral kick, blue Roman cancel, and then and following the combo. Like, I want to do this, but like, I'm having such a blast with Sekiro. So it's like, okay, I will come back to Guilty Gear for sure. I am, but right now, like, Sekiro.
It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, Sekiro just
Neither
has.
one of them.
And the thing is, like, I don't want to get too behind on Guilty Gear because I know the more I get behind.
Are you playing a pro?
everybody-
Are you playing pro matches?
I don't want. I'm not
Nah.
playing pro matches, but like I want to be able to like hold my own. And I know like the more and more I don't, it like not only does my skills regress, but everybody else advances. And I kind of want to be running with the pack. So,
Okay.
but for sure, I'm gonna come back to Guilty Gear. But Sekiro right now, dude, it just has a hold on me, and it's just not letting go.
You're welcome.
And it's,
I'm glad I did it.
and honestly, it's having chat in there to help me and support and giving me a heads up and just having a good time. That helps out so much. Like I said, I end every stream with video games are fun, but when you get to play video games with people that you enjoy, that people
That enjoy the same
they
things
enjoy
that you
also
do.
and also into it, that makes the experience just that much
Of
more
course,
better. So
dude.
I
Of course.
mean, I'm having
like
a
having
blast.
all you guys in there for Mass Effect 1 just talking shit about Mass Effect 1 was
Isn't it?
awesome.
Isn't
I was
it?
like, oh, this is great.
It
It's a fun time for sure.
It really feels that sense of community, when you get to just do stuff like
Yeah,
that,
man.
and it feels great.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
As for exercise, I did Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I've been kind of keeping the yoga out, but I gotta put it back in. I mean, I still do like stretches for my warm up and cool down, but I haven't done like full blown like yoga. It's like I think I just get bored.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it when I do it with Mikhail because I have someone there with me
Right.
to keep me company and chit chat while we're doing all that stuff.
Do you do it in the morning, like when you wake up?
With stretches, I do
Yeah.
stretches, but not
Like
yoga.
what kind of stretches do you do?
I'll do the the lateral stretch to the
Okay.
side. Fold both my legs over to get the muscles right here on the
Right.
on the hammies stretched out. I'll do maybe some what else? Maybe some toe touches, stuff like that. Nothing
Yeah.
major.
Well,
just
like,
basic stuff.
Just like whenever I wake up in the morning, because I wake up pretty early. I wake up at like 4:15, 4:30 ish.
420.
I start off with a cannonball. So like I lay on the ground flat on my back, and then I bring my knees up to my chest, and I hold them real tight, and then I explode out.
Nice.
And I stretch out real good. And then I go to the one where you put your toes down like that, and
The
you kind of sit on them.
The plantar's fasciitis. Plantar's
Yeah,
fasciitis.
a
Whatever.
fasci-
Yeah.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then I rotate to laying them flat, and then laying them like this, and then laying them flat, and then I rotate my hand, and I go into
That seal
the
pose.
tabletop where I
Yeah.
put all my hands in like this, and I kind of work them around like that, and I turn them the other way, and I do that, and then I do downward dog, and then I do. It's just it's like 5-10 minutes. Like I don't like hold the poses or anything. I'm just kind of stretching it out, just trying to
waking
get in
up,
there.
Yeah.
I do a lot of yoga poses in the morning.
That's good.
Like every day, and then the one where you put your leg over and
Yeah,
then you kind of
and-
reach across.
yeah,
and
yeah, I like doing that one.
twist. Oh man, I love that.
I
shit,
do those.
dude.
And I make sure to really do it, on my warm up and my cool downs, just to all because like John Wolf, he really says, you have all these, you build up all this tension while exercising. You want to make sure you release all that through some stretching. So I mean, to me, it's really important to do that. So I mean, like I said, I haven't been doing the yoga programs too much, but I still been doing with the exercising. And like today, I did was it Persist and Endure, where and I actually I was actually proud of myself because on that one. And I think it was stand your ground, but at the level 2 one, the second half of the program, where at the end is like at the after the 5 rounds, the last one is push-ups. And I do full lever kettlebell push-ups, and I was able to just do it full. Like usually I had to stop and do short lever or slow down or just stop.
I got you.
But I was actually able to do all of it. Just and I was really proud of myself.
Dude.
Like even though it's something small, but to me that's a small victory, and that just means next time, like I've done it once already, Rick. So it's not impossible. You can do it.
Yeah.
You might not be able to do it every time because there might be some times where you're just tired, but you can do it. It is capable. You are capable of doing it.
Right.
So to me, those little victories is what I like. So it felt really good. And like I said, and after you're done, dude, your body's just, you're sweating and you feel good. It's just like, I did something. And it feels good,
Moving around. Did you watch anything this week?
Did I watch anything this week? If I did, I can't really
You finished
recall.
JoJo's Bizarre, so it wasn't that.
I love JoJo's Bizarre, dude.
It's over.
Not get over it.
It's over.
No, I did Wednesday night when when I was taking a break, Trip. He was on his Discord and he was doing a little stream party, and he was watching some of the Vice behind the scenes of wrestling and stuff.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, so they talked about the Ultimate Warrior and actually got to see some of his history, his origins, and how he came up and how kind of he was kind of like a very egotistical wrestler because he got it. He was like a bodybuilder, so he looked the part for it,
Okay.
But like all the other wrestlers were like, he doesn't know how to wrestle. He doesn't know, because like when you're in the ring, whoever you're wrestling with, you have to take care of them. You can't go hardcore because you're already getting injured because you're getting tossed around.
Of course.
But at the same time, you don't want to go overdo it and go ham because you'll just fuck it up. And they'll be like, yeah, freaking Ultimate Warrior, he was nuts. He'd go in there like, hey dude, I got some neck issues, so don't mess with it. And he'll come out and start picking you up by the neck and shit. Like, bro. Yeah, so he was kind of like an asshole and stuff, like kind of his rise and fall. Like, that's interesting. I thought, but I watched that. It was something on Vice.
Have you ever seen the Ric Flair documentary? Ric Flair is a piece of shit.
Is he?
But also, woo!
He's iconic.
He's iconic,
dude. And back in the day, actually, they had some clips of him from back in the day, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
But also, he's a bad father.
So fucking handsome with that nice hair and shit, and coming out with the robe and stuff. Like,
still
Jesus
trying.
Christ.
He's still trying. Son of a bitch.
So I think that was about it on my week. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. But
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, overall good week. I mean, just digging Sekiro, dude. I cannot put that game down, and like I said, it's jockeying to be the number 1 Souls game in my heart.
I'm so glad that I bought it for you.
And I really think everybody who likes Souls game, I'm sure they already played it, but yeah, that one
I'm so glad I got it, because I don't think if I didn't buy it for you with being that you were playing Guilty Gear and all the other things that you were playing, like I honestly think that you were never going to pick it up. And probably not. And like if you weren't forced to pick it up and actually play it and sit down with it. Well, I guess it's free, like fuck it, right?
Download it, yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah, but like I said, I've yet to go back to Demon's Souls because I
mean, it's just way the advancements.
It is.
Yeah,
I've said it 100 times. It's just like, compared from what they've learned from day 1 game to
and you were asking me like, when are you gonna play Demon's Souls? Like, are you gonna play Demon's Souls? I was like, I want to. Like, I don't mind. I want to, but like after playing through all the Dark Souls and not through all of them, let's be real, like once I get fucking heated and I fucking quit that game, I get triggered. But like going all the way up to Sekiro, like I didn't get to play Bloodborne yet, but I do have Bloodborne. But like once you get to like all the advancements and all the movements and things like that, and you get used to all those new things, like I don't want to go backwards, I want to go fucking forwards. You know what I mean? Like I can't wait for Elden Ring at this point. Like,
well, I would definitely say still try Demon's Souls, because you get to see the origins of how all these mechanics come together, and I still think it's.
I played through that one back on PS3. Yeah. Like I've done that one. Like that's a hard game. Like back then it was a hard game.
But you only get like 1 bonfire per boss.
Yeah,
and it's not even at the boss. It's like halfway to the boss. So you have to like hopefully get to the boss.
Get good, bro.
You hopefully get to the boss without taking too much damage.
I agree.
And using all your healing stuff. Yeah.
What do you got for this week, dude? But don't bring up
Which one?
What are you gonna bring up first?
Netflix streaming and video games.
Oh, please do. Yes.
What do you think about that?
I'm down. How are they gonna do that though?
How are they going to do that?
'Cause
And
My TV doesn't accept Bluetooth controllers unless I plug it up to like a Chromecast or something.
maybe they'll have like a dongle.
They're gonna have their own dongle.
Maybe
Maybe?
Netflix will be like, hey, when you sign up, here's your little dongle. You put it on your, I don't know.
But I mean, they've already tied in with all these other dongle makers, and they're tied in with Nvidia Shield, Apple TV, Roku, all the smart TVs ever fucking made. My Blu-ray player that I bought around the time of PlayStation 3 still has Netflix that'll work, and it's garbage. But I mean, like, how is that going to work? Like, my 3DS does Netflix. Is that going to work there?
I don't know. I mean, because I always thought it was ironic that we'd say, "Oh yeah, Xbox, that's the Netflix of video games."
It is.
Now Netflix will be the Netflix of video games.
Well, depends on what they get.
I'm kind of getting like, are they gonna do it like how Xbox is doing it? How they're just streaming? You download the game and you stream it through. I mean, you download the game and then you play it, or is it gonna go kind of like the Stadia route?
Well, what do you mean? Because there's two different versions of the Xbox streaming or Game Pass or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So there's the download and play, or there's the play over browser. If they do play over browser, which is all streaming, they have their own servers and things like that where you can play the game, which is what like you can do with Stadia or the Nvidia Shield. All these things already exist. Now, if it was already rolled up in my Netflix subscription and I didn't have to pay any extra money, and they're not going to fucking increase the price, let's be real, Netflix, they're going to do that.
They will.
If they weren't going to do that, because it's already like $17 a month, if they were going to do it that way, I'm all about it. Like, I don't mind. Like, I can figure it out. You know what I mean? But like, if you're gonna charge me an extra $5-10 a month to stream like 50 video games that nobody gives a shit about, then I don't care.
I don't know how that's gonna work out. I mean, I'm curious to see it. And
the fact that Netflix hasn't even gone into selling digital content yet, it blows my fucking mind.
What do you mean? Like,
so like, you know how like you have a Google Play Store and a Google Movie Store or a Apple TV Store and all that stuff? Like, on Apple TV, you can buy movies and infinitely keep them,
oh yeah,
for forever, as long as the company's still around and the servers are still up, right? So like, the fact that Netflix hasn't even gone that route yet, like, hey, why don't you just, we don't offer this movie on our streaming service, but hey, why don't you check it out on our store where you can buy it and
you could buy
watch it.
I could see that for like, their Netflix originals. I could see that because a lot of stuff they have to license out, right?
But Netflix originals come out like
all the
with
time.
Netflix, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of getting a streaming service like Netflix or Apple TV or anything like that. But what I'm talking about is like, Apple TV has their own Apple TV stuff, but they also have a store where you can go buy fucking every movie ever made that is online ever. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that Netflix hasn't gotten into that yet, it still blows my mind. Like, Google's in it, Vudu's in it, all those other streaming services that they offer their little whatever. The fact that they're not into like actually selling digital content yet blows my mind, because I think they would make way more money that way, because like, hey, you can you can watch this movie here for a limited time, but after that, or whatever, like they rotate them in and out. But like, oh, you can't watch Super Troopers on Netflix, well, why don't you just buy it for like $5 or whatever it is, whatever it is nowadays,
and it won't rotate out,
and it won't it's always on your list. You can always watch it whenever you want. Or hey, we're getting rid of Friends, but you want to buy Friends, all the seasons, well then here they are. Buy all the seasons.
Well, I also, to me, what I'm thinking is, what does Netflix bring to the table that Xbox doesn't?
Better.
What studios would they bring? Would they have like a bring?
And then they wouldn't bring anything else. The only thing that they would bring that's different from Xbox is a better streaming service. So like,
the platform would be better.
I think that the bandwidth would be better. That's what I think that would be better, because sometimes when you're streaming like xCloud streaming or whatever, Xbox isn't the best for like first-person shooters.
And I want to be 100. When I've used Game Pass, I've always been download the game and then just play.
And
I have
play.
never used it via the cloud or the streaming like stuff like that.
I've done that.
So I mean, so I cannot attest to how it performs. I mean, I think my
I did it at
okay.
the con. I did it at the con this past weekend, and
Okay,
it
that's
worked
right.
out okay.
On your little Quibi controller, or what it's called?
Yeah, the fuck, whatever the Razer one is for your phone.
Yeah.
It worked out okay. It wasn't perfect, but it worked out for what I needed it to do. So, yeah, I think they need to, if they're gonna go the route into streaming video games, what I think that they have better than any other place is they do have the network and infrastructure to
Yes.
implement that stuff,
Yeah,
because
worldwide.
hey, you know, we're already in everybody's house, everywhere, and if you don't have Netflix, I don't know what you're doing in
You're a backwoods
2021.
savage.
You're still living in 2007
You're
or
not
something.
a backwoods savage.
But yeah, like I think they have the infrastructure and the mainframe and the database to
And the
put out
money.
there, and they have the money.
And the income.
But they have to get good studios. They have to get good, good games out there, because if it's what Stadia is, then who gives a fuck? Like nobody wants to play that.
It would have to offer what Xbox doesn't, and it would have to be at a.
Sony games.
It would have to be Sony.
That'd be hilarious.
Because that's what Sony. I mean, that's the strength of Sony, hands down. I mean, their studios
Fair
are
enough.
bar none. I mean, they're excellent storytellers. They could put out some good games that are great, and we all know that. So they would have to bring something to the table that that separates them from Xbox.
Correct.
Which Xbox, I'm pretty sure they have if I'm pretty sure they have a good install base. I don't know the numbers, but I mean, hell, I mean, if you have an Xbox, you probably have Xbox Game Pass. I'm not too sure, but I mean, they have.
You should.
Yeah, I mean that's
pretty good.
that's the only reason why we have an Xbox.
It's pretty
Game
good.
Pass. And
It's pretty
even Mikhail
goddamn
has
good.
it frozen right now until like something hot comes out.
Right.
She's looking forward.
Which I mean,
to.
Hades comes out in August, so you got like 3 more weeks.
2 more weeks. Wish you could play
3 more weeks, and then Hades comes out, and it's day 1 Game Pass. Like, okay, cool.
But and then also hopefully it has to run better than Stadia, right? I mean, they're not gonna charge you $60 for a game.
Right now, it's all talk though.
It's just talk.
It's
Is
all
it talk?
talk.
Is it talk?
It's all talk. They said they're gonna do it by the end of the year.
Okay.
I doubt it, unless they've already got some kind of framework and people are already beta testing. Because once you get a bunch of people on a fucking server, that's a different thing. Because like during quarantine and all that stuff, the internet usage shut up so much that Comcast was like, "Hey, we're not gonna meter your connections anymore because we know you can't leave the house.
You ain't going nowhere.
You're not going nowhere, so
Yeah.
we're gonna just allow you to watch whatever you want to watch all the time or whatever it is that you're doing, because they would limit your internet connection. Once you got past like 1 terabyte, they would
Trickle
start
deuce.
like charging you money.
Yeah, throttle shit.
No, they wouldn't throttle. They would
Oh.
just charge you $10 every 50 gigs.
Ugh.
And if you've already hit a terabyte within a month,
I don't think me and
you
Mikhail
gotta
ever hit a
keep on-
terabyte.
I have. I'm at 2 terabytes a month.
Well, you're
with
a content
streaming and-
creator.
with streaming, with watching 4K videos, with doing everything that I do here at the house. Like it goes fucking fast, dude. Like really fast. So if they could get that to work somehow seamlessly with badass games, I'm all for Nintendo, or not Nintendo, Netflix doing their thing, and I want to see more.
No, definitely. I would like to have Netflix throw their hat in the whole streaming.
Yeah, why not?
The video game streaming, because the competition will just make things better for everybody. If Xbox is the only one that does it, then it becomes stagnant, and then whatever they want to do, you're at their whims.
Well, it's
If Netflix does it, like, hey, we're gonna offer this at this rate, or this kind of deal,
Amazon's
or
doing
this
it.
Prime.
Luna?
Not with the games. We've been talking about that, and it's kind of like we hear some things.
it's in
then
beta.
we-
It's in beta.
I mean, the only thing we heard about was that one action
I've watched-
Korean RPG you thinking about?
No, that one's coming out on Steam. But
Was it? I thought it
I've
was
seen the
through an Amazon.
comparisons between the 3 streaming services, which is Luna, Stadia, Luna, Stadia, Game Pass, and Shield, or Nvidia. What is it called? I don't know. And whatever Nvidia's is.
Nvidia Shield is what it's called?
I don't know what the actual Nvidia Play or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
it's called. So out of the 4 of those, Nvidia is the best one, most responsive. Like if you're gonna pay for a service, that's the one to do, because also like you can link your Steam and Epic and Ubisoft account to it, and like whenever you buy those games there, you can actually stream them to your phone whenever you want.
Yeah.
Whereas Stadia, you have to like purchase the game there specifically, Xbox, it has to like be on their service and things like that. Like so, yeah, there's a lot of these different services out. It all just depends on what you're trying to do with the service, and it all just like right now, like what I'm seeing is it all just depends on what Netflix wants to do. If they want to charge you some extra money so you can stream some video games, okay, cool. I mean, you got Nvidia and every other streaming service out there for that, but you got to offer something different. I think
they would definitely have to bring something to the table to make it worth me adding whatever to my Netflix account is already.
For sure.
So
if it's an ad,
I heard about that, so I was like, okay, interesting.
I'm down. Cool. I want to see more. I want more people in. I want more people to bring more options for people.
Yeah, because I love competition. I like when people are.
Fuck yeah, it makes people better.
It does because honestly, I mean, when it comes to you ask me, hey Rick, which one's streaming? I'm like, I just say Xbox. That's the number one that I've always that I've known. I know there's other ones like the Nvidia one, but I've never used it. And the only time I hear about it is when I talk to you about it. So I mean, I've never heard anybody else. So
fair enough.
You be okay? We hit pause. Use the restroom.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, guys, we're gonna hit pause. I know like we don't like to edit things too much, but like Ruben's thirsty and I gotta use the restroom.
Thirsty as fuck.
So I mean, we'll just be picking up like right where we left off. So we'll just hit
Give
pause.
us 2 seconds, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna hit pause and we'll be right back. All right, guys. We're not muted anymore.
Nah, you're good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Like honestly, guys, like if y'all know me in real life, y'all know like Rick has to get up, use restroom every 3 minutes. It's true. Like
it is true.
Like I drank like 2 bottles of water on the ride over here. It's like a 45 minute drive. So I drank some water and I was like, I should use the restroom before I start. And I did.
And we did twice.
And and the thing is like there've been some times too, like I hate to admit it, but there's some times we're doing some podcasts we're like, okay, we need to wrap this shit up because we gotta go. So,
we need ad breaks.
Yeah, like
I'm kidding.
like no, don't get me wrong,
We're not
guys.
doing that.
Like I said, like, I'd rather just do like just a minimal edit where it's just like, all right, stop, and then we'll just pick it back.
Didn't even
up.
have to edit it, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
For those of you watching live, we apologize.
yeah,
Had to pee.
but thank you guys for still hanging out with us. Yeah, we drink a lot.
I don't even know. Oh, here it is.
Did you fresh yourself off?
I got 2 more. I got 2 more. Just in case. What do you got next, bro? What
I'm
do
not going that one.
What do you got?
I'm letting you have that one
All right,
because
what
I
do you
know
got
you
next?
are
I
hyped
wanna
as
talk
shit
about
about
it.
that
Yeah,
one.
let's go.
Okay, I got a minor one and then a medium sized one. I'm going with the
All right.
minor one.
Okay.
I saw that Resident Evil 8,
Yep.
the pirate version,
Thank God.
runs
I wanted
better.
I wanted to talk about this. Okay, so
Which-
DRM sucks ass, boys. I don't know if you played PC games because this is PC specific, but DRM is great for the content creators that want to like monetize their product, but also like it slows down people's computers like fucking crazy. And somebody pirated this game. They were like, "Why does it run better as a pirated version than the actual version that I paid for?"
Because it's what the what's it called, the de novo that they removed or something like that. What's it called?
Yeah, Lenovo's garbage. It's always been garbage.
And,
So.
and it's like when I played the game, I played it right when it launched. I put the settings to be at like
Optimal.
the optimal, slightly above average, nothing too crazy.
Fair enough.
The only time it bogged down was there's one part where you get grabbed. You're in the village. You're inside one of the huts. You get grabbed. You get thrown out. There's particles, wood flying, chips, and it kind of bogged down.
Okay.
But that's the only issues I had with the game. It ran flawless.
And you might be lucky.
Yeah, and I could've been lucky.
But you have higher end hardware.
I have a a nice modest.
You have like a enthusiast hardware.
Yeah,
You're not at the baseline, but you're not at the top, but
Yeah.
you're kind of somewhere right in the middle above average.
Yeah, I could play 1080p 60 at a very, very awesome,
Right.
awesome
But
place,
you have
yeah.
people like me who play at 4K or 1440p, or like Carlos or other people who play at higher resolutions, where sometimes these games they bog down, and they bog down really, really hard, man. And a lot of the times whenever you remove that DRM, the games just run way better because the game's not in the background trying to figure out if you actually own this game, or trying to connect to a server, saying that, hey, it's a single player game, but it's still trying to connect to a server the entire time, like working in the background, trying to make sure that you actually own this game. So, and Lenovo just is always been just a pain in the ass for like performance, dude. It's always been bad. Like
Okay.
I've never seen a game run better because it has Lenovo. Let's be real.
Okay, so does de novo, is it obviously when you play a console game there's no de novo anything?
No, because the hardware is
sealed in
it's already
own-
hardware. Yeah, it's already in its own closed environment.
Yeah, it's an unclosed environment. So is there any games that are just like maybe like PC only games that come out that integrate de novo and actually like, okay, this actually runs fair with it? Or
Fair? No.
No.
It's always
it down?
shit. Yeah, it always gets bogged down because the background process is always weighing down your CPU and or your GPU at the same time. It doesn't stop. And that's the main problem, because PC isn't a closed architecture. You can run Linux, you can run Apple, you can run Windows, you can run
So many
90
variables.
million variables of every fucking GPU, CPU, RAM, name the thing, but they want to make sure that you're not stealing this game from them.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's why GOG is such a good platform, is because GOG is a DRM free video game hosting website. Like if you put your game on there, it's DRM free. Like the only other problem with that is it is DRM free, but I could literally take it, rip it onto a flash drive and hand you the flash drive. You can go home, install it, and it's your game now.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And that's why people use DRM. And that's why there's websites like Crackwatch, or that's why there are torrent websites and things like that, is because people want to get around that shit, because, like there's hardly any demos for PC. There's, all the bog down from Lenovo, and I mean, name the other DRMs. They're all.
I know for sure this could be a different subject or a different topic, but I know for sure there was no Guilty Gear Strive beta test on PC, and I think it's because if they put it on there, it could have like affected the gameplay with the Lenovo, and because for sure not when it got officially released on PC, like within a week they're like, oh,
got data mined, right?
Data mine season 1 characters. I mean, that's not for sure 100%, but they look at some files, like some placement folders.
Yep.
And they're like,
It's already
okay,
there.
with the initials, we could speculate that this is who we'll be seeing for what you call it.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Data mining in PC is.
It's just a matter of time.
It's rampant. It's a matter of time,
Yeah.
especially if it's already. First of all, why is it already in the game You know what I mean?
They're
Like,
gonna
why,
charge you for it.
why is it already there and you're gonna charge me
That's
$90?
That's a whole different conversation.
But
for sure.
But like, let's be real. Like,
Yeah.
that's what happened. That's how people figured out shit about Mass Effect
I
whenever
remember
Mass
that.
Effect 2 came out, and then there was that day one patch, and there was already day one DLC, and like people had already had it pre-patched and stuff. Like, why is all this stuff already in here?
It's already on. It's literally on the fucking disc.
It's literally, I just downloaded the game. I pre-downloaded the game before it's even launched, and
Yeah.
and there's already, you know, fucking DLC announced for the game, or DLC planned for the game that they haven't actually announced. It's already here. I think it was the Prothean.
Yeah,
DLC at the time?
Yeah, it was Mass Effect 3. You could play as Jarvis, I think.
Was it Jarvis?
Yeah, that's what
I
it
don't
was.
remember his name. I'm still working through those.
Weirdest alien game.
But
Jarvis.
yeah, man, it's DRM is a pain in the ass. It is a necessary evil, but is it so necessary that it has to impact the way you play the game or how the game plays? Is it?
I as a business, I think it is a necessary evil.
is
but
very
but I
necessary.
figured at this point that maybe developers would be like, maybe we can somehow not completely remove the tax of what Denuvo does to the game, but maybe reduce it, maybe make it where like maybe it's not so taxing, maybe not so infringing on the performance of the game.
Right. So
But I guess the variables of so many different PC builds just
that's
makes
correct.
it impossible.
And Denuvo for a while was uncrackable. It was. And then it started taking like 3 months, and then 2 months, and
the
then
people
1 month.
they start learning and building,
and then
and
2 weeks,
finding out
and then
shortcuts and sharing
3
it.
days, and then 1 day, and then like literally it's already cracked before it even hit the shelf. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like it's there, like okay, but like you don't have to impact the way, you know, people play the game. Like if it's performance based, like you don't have to impact the way like we're enjoying the game just because you want to fucking make an extra couple dollars, because like piracy's always going to be there. It's going to be there. It's going to be there on console. It's going to
Movies?
movies, music, it doesn't fucking matter. That's why now I'm going to piggyback on what we were talking about previously. That's why Game Pass is just so fucking good, because if I only have to pay for a monthly fee and I could just get the games that are coming out on said console, then I have why do I need DRM for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're making our money monthly, you know, like it's not that big of a deal. Like I'm not gonna pirate any games that come to Game Pass on PC or console, because I got them all already. Like what do I need to pirate? They're free.
Did you
Not
ever-
technically, but free to me.
Did you ever see the episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I've
where
never watched that show ever.
That
Go
show
ahead.
is
Tell
so
me.
good.
Tell
Well,
me.
there's an episode where they get the gang to group test the latest Thunder Gun movie.
Thunder
And-
Gun.
yeah, because it's like the made up, you know, hero that they love
Okay.
to watch.
It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, so they bring them in, they watch it, they're like, wait, you're making this game PG-13? Why? They're like, well, because everybody keeps bootlegging it, so we got to make sure everybody who watches, like, you have to sell it to a bigger audience so we can get our revenue back. And that kind of like struck with me. I'm like, that's probably why you're getting like $60 games and maybe even going higher, because there's so many places. Now I'm not saying this is, you know, for sure, but this is just me speculating. But there's probably like a lot of places where like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna bootleg that game, not
So,
paying shit. And
there-
like it's like, wait, but people had to work to get this, had to work to make
Correct.
this game.
Correct.
So maybe that's another reason why, you know, piracy. And not to say it's a victimless crime.
No.
But it's like someone has to pay for it.
No. It is not a victimless crime, because people do work really hard on these.
Definitely.
games. Now, let's take it back to when Witcher 3 was released. When Witcher 3 came out, I did pirate that game,
Okay.
but I immediately
Regretted it.
immediately playing through White Orchard, I turned around and bought it. I was like, because I wasn't sure, because I played through Witcher 2, and Witcher 2 was good, but it wasn't like all that it was. It wasn't all that what Witcher 3 was to me. Like Witcher 2 was very, very well done.
No, yeah, I heard between like 1 and 2 there was just leaps and bounds. And
Yeah,
from
so,
2 to
like,
3 it was just like they just got better.
Between
and
1
better.
and 2 was a giant leap, and then they were using all this advanced technology and like all these advanced graphics, and I think it was like DX11 at the time, and all these crazy things. And then like from Witcher 2 to Witcher 3, I was like, I'm not too sure, man, because I played through Witcher 2 and it wasn't as hyped up as it. I mean, it was still good, but it wasn't perfection, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. So if there would have been a demo, I would have picked it up, played the demo, put it down, bought the game. There was no demo.
No.
So I picked it up. I played it for an hour. I was like, okay, and I purchased it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to me, that was victimless because yes, I did purchase the game, and I not only did I purchase it like multiple times.
Yeah.
You know, but like, to me, that's victimless. But whenever you just play through the entire game and you don't give anything back to the developer at all,
Or the content creators,
yeah,
like the stuff that we're doing for free every week.
Every week. No, I'm just kidding. Don't donate. But yeah, like things like that, like that's kind of crappy. But like maybe you can afford it. Maybe eventually down the line when the game's on sale, you can afford it and you do buy it because you enjoyed it so much. You have this nostalgia for it. Like I did that shit for Skyrim. I played Skyrim 3 weeks before it was out. Immediately bought a copy of Skyrim as soon as it came out.
I'm not gonna say names, but I have a friend who's like, we're talking about streaming stuff, and they're like you actually pay for stuff? I'm like,
yeah, all the time.
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem with it.
Nope.
If it's something you like,
if it's something I enjoy, I have no problem doing so. And but they do. I think more games on PC do need to have demos. And I think embargoes kind of need to go away on the reviews.
Because we talked about that too. It was a subject like or they get region locked, or they're just more expensive or not available in certain parts of the world.
Right.
I mean, I could see,
but not. I'm talking about embargoes on reviews.
Yeah.
Where they don't like let the review come out until the day of, and like people have already bought the game, and then you can't fucking return it.
I know there's some companies that they'll get a game like 2 weeks. And then,
no, they get it like months in advance.
They'll get it for sure. And a nice ample enough time to play it, sit through it, digest it, and then give you the review. And there's some
companies, they have non-disclosures.
Yeah, and there's some companies where they're like, review not yet. Done until, I don't know. Like what happened with Cyberpunk, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
Oh my God.
I mean, the way I see it is, I could see the fact if like some companies, video game developers and publishers don't want to put a demo on PC because it can get that data mined. I'm seeing that perspective as a fighting game enthusiast, where I know like, okay, we unlocked this, we know what characters are coming out, we know what costumes I can see that part, but everything else, I mean, I don't know. It's such a tricky.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a tricky subject to navigate. But once again, if you put out more demos to allow people to play the game beforehand, things like that, or have some sort of Steam put out a streaming service, dude. Oh my God, or Epic or whoever else.
What are they putting out?
Huh?
What are they putting out?
We'll talk about that in a second. But Xbox Game Pass does. They have their streaming service on any web browser ever, or you can. If you're already subscribed to it, you get like all their games that they have on PC if your PC can run them. So and Series S or X or Xbox One and Xbox One X and all that stuff. So I think that more accessibility is a thing that needs to happen for piracy to go down. But also these streaming services are kind of the future right now, because if you want less piracy, you got to make your game more accessible to more people.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It sucks that Resident Evil and Capcom, like, games removed de novo after a certain amount of time because the game has lost hype and this and that. But
maybe no more support, or maybe no future.
Yeah, but why did you put it in there to begin with if you're just gonna remove it? Like, okay, then I held off on playing your game for 2 years, and now I can download it for nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
but then I don't know. Maybe it's not the latest and greatest. You think now that with the US kind of opening up more, do you think streaming will still be as big as it was like last year during the height of when everybody was
game streaming or video streaming?
Both.
I think it's gotten bigger now that people have gotten more hooked.
It'll stay big? Do you think it'll stay big? Because people are opening out. People are able to go out more. Maybe go to movie theaters and hang out with other.
Did I go to the theater to watch Black Widow? Fuck.
Why not?
No. Because I enjoy these chairs, and me and Alice sat right next to each other. We got a nice big bowl of popcorn, and we watched it on this gorgeous ass TV right here with a great sound system. That's what happened.
That's for sure. I've hated theaters.
Fuck other people. I hate theaters.
I hated theaters since day one. So I feel bad for Mikkel, because sometimes she wants to, like, if it's a special movie that she wants to watch, I'll be like, okay, we'll go.
Sure.
But for the most part, like, I ain't watching it.
I ain't going out
I
there.
ain't watching it.
People are assholes in movie theaters, dude. It
For
drives me
sure.
nuts.
They're assholes in real life. Can you
For
imagine
sure.
theaters?
But
the
yeah, I
hell?
prefer to watch them at home. And anything that I can watch at home, I mean, I paid so much money for this house. Anything that I can watch
Right.
and or do here, I'm going to
I'm
do
gonna enjoy
here.
it. Yeah.
I'm gonna do right
On a
here.
barbecue? Come on over.
Come on over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think streaming is just gonna remain popular. A lot of people are still scared and iffy about the virus and all that stuff, and I get that.
Which is fine.
It's perfectly fine.
Which is fine.
So yeah, I think that people have now that people have gotten used to all the content that has come out, they just want to consume more of that content at home. And I'm glad, and I know this is fucked up to say, I'm glad that COVID happened, because now that all these movies have gotten released like immediately day one on your streaming services and devices like HBO and Disney Plus and all this other stuff, and people are in those higher echelon of those companies, like the execs and stuff, are realizing, oh, people will, keep our streaming service to watch Mortal Kombat or pay an extra $20 to watch Black Widow, then maybe we should just keep that going. Like, why not?
Change the model.
Change the model. The
Yeah.
model needs to change, dude.
Break the wheel.
Yeah, for sure.
As Lady Daenerys said.
Yeah, things need to change, and I mean, movie theaters are so fucking predatory, bro. It's fucking 800% markup for fucking
Definitely.
Coke and
Popcorn.
and
Watch
thing
it-
of
watch it.
Gobstoppers or a hot dog is like $6.
Watch
Like,
it
what
at
the
our
fuck?
time. Come here. Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, I watch it on my time. I can take a pee
I'm
break whenever I
telling
want
you,
to,
dude.
dude.
I've been saying that for the longest.
It's not ice cold in the theater. Like, the sound is good. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not people fucking talking or on their phone or having their kid watch fucking YouTube videos.
God. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some movies that like when I went to go see what's the one with Avatar, like seeing it in the big screen, getting
That was cool, yeah.
the sounds, like that's an experience.
Yes.
But there's some movies where like Iron Man 2, like I could just watch it in the background.
I don't think that
Iron Man
think,
2 sucked. I'm sorry, guys. Iron Man 2 sucked, and Thor: Dark Worlds fucking sucked. The only reason that
yeah.
we're there because they needed to introduce the reality stone. But I mean, that's the only reason. Let's face it, guys.
I think that the theater experience as a whole is kind of done. I think it's kind of done. Just to be fair.
No, I mean that's your opinion. You're entitled. You're totally entitled to it.
So I think
Nothing wrong with
that's kind of done, man. Like, nobody wants to go to the fucking theater anymore. If I can watch it at home, I'd rather watch it at home. They get more views at home.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll subscribe to fucking Netflix for $14 a month if I get to watch all the new movies or whatever it is.
content's being released.
All this new content, I'd rather watch it at home. But,
yeah, that's yeah.
Oh my god, I got so much.
Okay.
What do you got, dude?
Okay, so this is gonna be my medium one, guys. So I want to talk about El Gato. Like, guys, we're not sponsored by them, but I do use some of their products and
I
I
use a
actually
lot
enjoy
of their
it.
products.
And I actually enjoy it. And I
You can tell me about their camera
yeah.
for $200
now,
at 1080p 60. Sorry,
but other feature, I think the features that comes with it and the interface that you do with it, and like the fact that it's using this technology where it just helps capture at 60 frames and isolate other things and keep things focused, and because the 60, what are we using, the 6090 Logi ones? 2090?
no, we're using a.
Well, no, okay, we'll use that one. That's
We're using a T6i,
60, which
a Rebel T6i, which is
well, I use the
$700 camera.
Okay.
It's a $700 camera with a $150 or no, how much was that thing? The little
Okay,
Elgato 4K.
so right there,
Right
right there, that budget right there, like I will take the Stream Deck camera
No, okay.
right
fair
there,
enough.
right there.
Fair enough.
At the budget,
Fair enough.
I will take that already. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice camera, and
a
it
nice
makes me
camera.
look great,
Yes, it
which
does.
is pretty easy for that to do.
Well,
Okay.
is it though?
Well,
It
Rick,
does cost $700 for it to do so.
to do some.
But I think this if you're gonna stream at 1080p 60, I think the Logitech C922 is probably the better option, being that it's only $79.
For the entry budget price, I think it's fine. And actually, I thought about that too. It's like Elgato is missing a camera. I mean, when it comes to webcams, it's like you get something from Logi, and they have different variations, but they're all kind of basic.
But what are you getting from Elgato that you aren't getting from Logitech?
I still have to look into it, but I really think they just have the technology to just make it where, because the interface with the Logitech is like Do you want exposure? Do you want focus? They want like no, like don't do anything. I want you to just focus on just nice, crisp, clear,
Right.
imagery. And sometimes it's like the Logi's like it does an okay job.
It does a good job.
It does an okay job.
It does a good job.
It's fine. But sometimes you just want that little extra.
Are you gonna buy that camera?
I'm gonna look into that camera.
Okay.
I'm gonna look into that camera. If I feel like it completely outshines the Logi one, because I'm not saying the Logi's bad.
No.
But sometimes I wanna. Okay, what's the next step? What can I make my stream just a step better? Just to because I think that's what we do as content creators. You always want to look at something that what can you upgrade? What can you change? It might not be leaps and bounds different, but if it's these these tiny little footsteps of improvement, I think it'll be worth it.
I looked at the camera and I do like it. However, I don't think it offers enough to justify a $200 price tag.
I think it's
say
really
like $130.
I think it'll really shine with the interface and the features it can do. 'Cause they were talking about it. I didn't take hardcore notes on it, but some of the stuff they were talking about, like because it integrates with all their system, with the Stream Deck and everything.
First of all, it doesn't integrate with shit. You still need a separate program,
like Wavelink or what's it called? Yeah.
Right, Wavelink or the Stream Deck or 4K utility or game capture.
That's what I'm
saying. You still need the 10th thing. Then to integrate with everything.
If you have like the whole Elgato system, you're into the ecosystem, which I'm like mostly
we're in.
Have in there.
I
have the Stream Deck, I have the lights, everything. Like you have that all starts it builds upon itself. Where you get especially with the Stream Deck, you just focus that change this.
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I think that's where it's gonna really shine. Like if it's just your standalone just camera, you'll be like, okay, that's some cool bells and whistles. But I think once you put it all together, once you make the whole like the Constructicons, that's when it really shines.
We're gonna form Voltron. I think what Elgato needs to do is consolidate their software down to one program. That way, I don't have to have Stream Deck and 4K capture utility and game capture and what's the light one? The light one's got one too, right? The light that you have,
the interface thingy,
the light for your light, the interface. It's got one, right? It's got a program for that, right? Name the Wavelink and all that stuff. So there's 5 different programs. They need to be like Voltron and fucking come together into one program and just be that one program.
It could be one program. You just have different tabs and different files and open all up, whatever. Sure. But I mean,
camera, click.
Yeah, camera, click, open this tab, features,
because like Logitech's got that. I can go to my camera, I can go to my keyboard, I can go to my mouse, I can go to my headset, I can go to whatever. Like they've all got it into one nice little package.
G Hub or L Hub or
the G Hub, yeah. And that's what I think that's what Elgato is missing at this point.
Yeah.
Not that I hate on Elgato at all, because I use a lot of their products. I'm using 3 of their products right now.
Yeah.
So
the Camlink, the Stream Deck,
and the 4K onboard for game streaming.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at Elgato at all. I think they make great products with great usability. The only thing that cuts it off is like, I've got to run 5 different setups and 5 different programs for 5 different products. That doesn't make any sense, guys. We need to consolidate that down into one product, one software that will rule them all, as it were.
Darkness binds them.
And in darkness binds them.
Well, honestly, I don't use their video capture software. I don't use that at all. I use Slobs for that.
Yeah, but you still have to have it installed for it to even have the driver to run.
Yeah, I mean,
you still have to have it on your computer.
It's on there. It's on there. It's always just in the background dormant for my capture card. But I mean, what I do like about it is that you literally just plug stuff and play into your Stream Deck.
Sure.
And I mean, I got the mini one, which it's nice, but now that it's my, well,
they just released a new one too.
The newest, like, it's kind of like that one, but you can change faceplates, and I think you can add some more bells and whistles, whatever.
Just buy the old one.
Which is fine. But I mean, but now that my my channel's getting a little bit bigger, I need more buttons for camera, scenes, sound effects, whatever. But I mean, I am fortunate enough that this hobby of mine that I enjoy doing, I was able to get like a nice soundboard, so I could get sound effects there, or just change volumes and mute and off of that. So
of course,
which is fine. But getting all for one, cool. Another thing that I saw from them that I liked, they have this low profile arm, which I thought was pretty cool.
The ones that go down.
Like the one we saw, like it just goes, it hovers just above.
How much is it?
I haven't looked at the pricing. I'm just saying it's
I
there.
didn't even know they were releasing an arm, but I do want one of those low pro arms.
They have like a high rise one, kind of similar to this, where it'll come
This is
over
a
your
high
monitors.
rise, yeah.
It'll come over the monitors.
I want the ones that
and
go
down.
like across the table. and
Yeah,
up.
so that way the mic stand
because
is
the
just coming
mic's
up here.
not in your fucking
Yeah.
face like these are right now.
No, don't get me wrong. This is a nice setup.
No, they're great.
This is a nice setup. It's good.
But I would rather
But yeah, that low
come-
pro. I think that low pro just come in. It just looks
Yep.
cleaner.
It looks dope.
It looks clean.
It looks way better.
So
I agree.
mean, I saw the arm,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I might buy those.
and then they talked about. There was 2 other things they talked about. I think it was like wall mounts and light strips.
Yeah, of
and
course.
You know, like, and I know this was their reveal trailer, and they were showing the product. So like all the content creators were like, "Oh wow, this is a game changer. This is awesome. I can't wait." Like, it's
Relaxing.
it's a
You
nice-
got producers with
It's
you.
a nice arm. Okay, it's
it
not a
is.
game changer. It's a nice mic. They are adding like an XLR feature to some of their one of their wavelength whatever, which I think is interesting because like I was talking to Trip about that, like using a USB mic, and I was talking to my coworker Celia about it, like using because me and Celia, we both started off using our Yeti
The Yetis, yeah.
the Yeti Blue USB mic, which is a good entry budget one. But after messing with like an XLR mic, especially what I use is the AT2020, that what you told me about.
Yep.
And you're using the Shure
The SMB7.
SMB7.
Or the SM7B.
SM7B. Well, but after using an XLR mic, it's just the quality is just way better. And I think like if you
They have an XLR interface too?
they just added that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They just added that.
They don't have the price for the arm.
Yet.
Oh, it's $100.
That's
I'm
not
not
too
mad
bad.
at that.
That's not too bad.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah. Because and the thing is, like, this is an expensive hobby, guys. So you really want to make sure you invest in something good, because you would it's
I mean, these were what, 150?
easy
Yeah.
a bill at least. But
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
150,
you don't want to and you want your equipment to be reliable. When you want to start on time, this is ready to go. Good. You don't want to be like pull the arm and boom. Fuck.
Oh.
That sucks.
Or the
you know?
the ones that I had before that little Amazon cheapy ones that like put a hole through my table.
I saw that. Yeah.
that piece of shit.
I use not only the cheapy one. I think I use the cheapy one.
the same ones.
Yeah, I use the cheapy one.
The ones that we use on your little
not too bad.
coffee table.
Yeah, I actually like it. I mean, if I do get I wouldn't know. But I mean, like I said, we're not sponsored by them, guys. But I do use their products, and I just something I put out there. If you guys are interested in it,
I'm just saying
Look at it.
that Rick just put out what he wanted for Christmas and his birthday all in one show.
I may not
So
have.
he may.
And you guys are gonna forget, and y'all gonna be like, "Well, I don't know
Nope.
what to get Rick. He's the
If
hardest person to
anybody
buy."
forgets, just come back to episode 114.
He's hard
and
to
you'll
buy.
Figure out what he wants for his birthday and/or Christmas, guys.
Content creator.
Because that's what he wants.
Yeah.
He wants a mic arm, and he wants a new Stream Deck, and he wants a new camera. So those are 3 things. So he has 3 friends at least that are willing to
Do
spend
I?
more than $100 on
Do
him.
I?
Yeah, you do, you bitch. And he'll get it too.
Oh wow.
And I might just get them all 3. Anyway, what else you got, Baba?
I think that's it on my part. Now I'm
Oh,
saving the
boy.
big one for Papa over here.
Okay, I've got a lot of stuff on here. You want me to go through all the other stuff that I got before the big one?
Let's do it. Yes, let's
Okay.
go.
Let's talk about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Mm.
Because I know you brought it up earlier, but I want to talk about it a little bit more. What do you think about the reveal that came out this week?
I didn't watch any of the reveals, to tell you the truth. I
It
don't
was
know
just
what's
like a
going on.
trailer?
Just like I just know, like I saw it on Twitter. They were talking about it, and everybody's like super excited about it. I'm like, you guys even excited about Smash?
Well, they're excited about this one.
I know it has some nice features. I know it'll have like some wave dashing. It'll have some rollback network. It'll be like on several platforms, and and I think that's awesome. I think that's great. It's awesome. And Nickelodeon has a very healthy stock roster of IPs. They have so many characters. I mean, it'll if it's anything like Brawlhalla or like Smash or something like that, one of those platform brawler fighters games, I think it'll be great as long as they pour love and attention to the detail and actual gameplay. And I mean, yes, make it accessible that anybody who wants to play and have fun, cool, but also add some layers to someone that wants to make that not just a party game but an actual like fighting game to our competition,
Right.
Which, like I said, there's nothing wrong if you just want to play, with your friends with items and
Right.
and that's all fine.
Right.
But they should incorporate some layers to make it beyond that, just to give it more livelihood, so you can see it on the on the Twitch streams, on the online streams, on the esports streams. So you
Right.
can get attention. I hope they do it right, because anything that brings eyes into the whole the fighting game genre, I'm
Right.
for it.
Of course.
Like I said, maybe it's not targeted at me, and it's fine. It doesn't have to be, but like I would like to see what's going on with it and see what they do with this.
With this IP.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to come out on Xbox One, Series X, S, PlayStation 4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. However, they haven't actually said whether it's crossplay or not. That's another thing that I want to know. They do have a pretty big roster thus far, which is what they announced in the trailer, which is Helga from Hey Arnold, Danny Phantom from Danny Phantom, Sandy Cheeks, SpongeBob, Zim from Invader Zim, Nigel Thornberry, Michelangelo and Leonardo from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, SpongeBob SquarePants, of course, with Patrick Star, Reptar from Rugrats, Lincoln Loud, which I've never heard of, and Lucy Loud from The Loud House, Oblina from All Real Monsters, and the Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy.
Oblina's gonna be in there.
So that's just the announced roster, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 characters that they announced in the trailer.
I've seen fighting games start off with less characters.
For sure.
Yeah.
The rollback netcode is nice. The fact that the developer or creator of the game is actually a person who listens to community feedback. I forget what the last game that he made.
I think House mentioned it. Like it's called like Slap House or
Slap House or something like that. Yeah, where you actually listen to like full on, like people's input and things like that. So I'm excited for that. I hope it's crossplay. I hope it's cross-gen, all that good stuff. I'm excited for it. Like, I know it's an announcement for, like, a release date or whatever, but to me, it looks fun. Everything that I saw about it looked pretty freaking dope, dude, and I can't wait to see more of it. I don't know how you feel about it, but that's how I feel.
I would play fucking Ren. That fucking little chihuahua.
Of course you would.
As a chihuahua
Jack
owner.
As a chihuahua owner.
You idiot.
You idiot.
Yeah, I would definitely play Ren.
I'm definitely going with Leonardo Leonardo. I think is gonna play like Link. To be fair, he's gonna fucking. I saw him do the little
jack of all trades. Yeah.
Michelangelo.
I would like to see Oblina. Like that won't caught me off guard from All Real Monsters. Yeah, Oblina. Like she's like the upside down black and white.
She's the black and white fucking what
candy
are they called? Candy cane.
Candy cane. Yeah. I would watch that.
I thought my Ole was here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. I'd definitely be picking that one up day one. It comes out fall 2021. They didn't announce a release date or anything like that. So looking forward to it.
Will this be the mantle that carries on after Smash? Because Sakurai says like, "Hey, I'm done after winter."
Think so because like.
Does the crowd go to like, hey,
Nintendo's got so many characters that they can use. I mean, so many, dude. Nintendo goes way back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At least 25 years at this point, if I'm not mistaken. But they got like literally every single Rugrat ever. All the other side characters from all the others. I mean, of course they put SpongeBob on the top because it's SpongeBob.
The meme
but
god.
You still have Raph, Donatello, Splinter, Shredder. You know what I mean? Like there's those are just so 10 characters that I just announced. Like you could just like fucking keep going and going and going. And
did Nickelodeon have Rocky and Bullwinkle?
I don't think so. I think that was like CBS or NBS or NBC, excuse me.
Oh, plays Rocky
but I mean those are all old school Nintendo characters too. Like the ones that they announced are like legitimately from like 2005 and previous, except for maybe like the Loud Thornberry. I don't know
the Nickelodeon ones.
Yeah, like all. I can't remember.
I haven't watched Nickelodeon.
The Loud House. I've never seen the Loud House, but I've seen literally all of the other cartoons on here except for Danny Phantom.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Rocco's.
Hello, Wallaby. I'll play as him.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that they can do here. A lot of fun things that they can do, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. So. Keep an eye out for that one, guys.
That'd be good. That'd be fun. That'd be fun to play.
Especially with the rollback netcode.
I wonder what model they're going to go for. Are they going to go for like the free-to-play, like the Brawlhalla?
No.
Because
Nintendo wants their money up front,
No, it's Nickelodeon.
I'm sorry. Nickelodeon wants their money up front. I'm
because
drinking.
I'm Bendarenka.
I've been drinking.
Daddy Bendarenka. He ain't going nowhere. He's at the house.
This one is Bramble.
Yeah, this stuff ain't too bad. Because I know Brawlhalla, if you go online, it has a healthy community. Like, there's always someone playing
Oh, dude.
that game. And
Not
it's
only-
all,
but
it's
like
free to play.
cross-gen and all that other
Yeah,
stuff.
it's free to
too.
play, and like I think they like rotate some characters in and out. And if you want somebody, you can play with them. I know Beheaded's in there from Dead Cells.
Yes.
So like, if I play it,
That's gonna be your
that's
guy.
who what I will
Gotcha.
go to.
So you got the hammer, that fucking.
The Nutcracker. Yeah.
Okay, so Ghostwire Tokyo
I have always hear about that fucking game and
Got
I don't know
delayed.
what the
till next year. Don't worry about it.
yeah, I always hear about that game. I'm like, it's kind of like Deathloop. Like, oh, they're still making that. Cool.
Yeah, Deathloop is out next month, but Ghostwire Tokyo was supposed to come out in October, and it got pushed back to 2022.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You good? I'm fine with it because to be real, I wasn't even really. interested in the
It's like a
game.
first person.
They
like,
didn't really show anything.
They showed something. One.
You're taking pictures and shit.
They had some footage. I forgot where it was. Maybe it was during one of the PlayStation events or something. But they showed something about it. Will you delete everything?
I did.
That's fine.
How do I undo that?
Alt Z.
I can't do that here.
Control Z.
Can't do that here.
Well, you know what we're gonna talk about.
I got it.
Okay,
I
what'd you
figured
do?
it out. I had to go to the archive. How do I get it out of the
Pen
archive?
and paper, papa. I go nowhere. We got it.
I got it pinned. Go ahead.
Okay, but we're talking about what was I talking about?
I don't know what we were
Oh
talking
no,
about. I almost lost my shit.
Tokyo Ghostwire. I remember they had like some sort of trailer. I think it was during one of the PlayStation events. It was like first person, like Neo Tokyo, and it's like,
Yep.
I still don't know what's going on.
There's ghosts.
It's like supernatural, but like
yeah.
like in a dystopian future, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
and.
But they didn't really explain too
But
much.
they always talk about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like I'm not like I don't know if it's like one of those like, oh, it's a artistic vision of a game. I'm like, I don't know. Is that what it is?
Okay.
Is it what it is, or is it like a video game, or I don't know what, an experience?
Maybe.
Maybe I have no
But-
idea. Let it fucking cook.
But also, calm down, Hideo Kojima.
There's only
What's your
it's
experiences?
Mr. Hideo Kojima.
Hideo.
I can't wait. I will buy his game. Buy
Speaking
for
of
the
which,
wife. $10.
he said,
$10.
speaking for $10.
$10.
Also, he says that the director's cut isn't really the director's cut because he didn't really
There's more.
cut anything from.
He added
the
more.
game. No, he was just saying the director's cut that they're releasing isn't really my cut. It's their cut.
Is there?
So it's like that
adding stuff.
whole thing that we were talking about last time, where like the director's cut is like the new Sony.
So we call it?
Yeah, it's like the new Sony thing going on right now.
We won't call it the definitive edition, but we'll just call it director's cut. But I've heard that term since like back in the days, like during like the Resident Evil 1 on the PlayStation, where they added like some more extra like FMV, like gore scenes.
They
and
did
stuff
do
like
that, yeah.
I mean, I've been hearing that term director's cut since way back then.
I
so-
mean, how many other games other than Resident Evil 1 have you heard the term director's cut? Because other than
off the top of my
Resident
head, I
Evil
can't
1?
recall.
other than Resident Evil 1, it's only been Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding.
There has to be more. Chat, if you guys know,
Nope.
throw it in chat.
For sure there isn't. Those
has
are
to
the
be.
three that I know of.
Someone's on there. Mods, get on there.
Mods, get
Google
on
it,
that.
yeah.
Please let us know after
Yeah.
the show.
During the show.
During the show, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it's kind of funny that he would say that, and I kind of figured that was coming. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I'm excited for the PS5 release of Death Stranding, but then like Hideo's like, I didn't do that.
It's more like extra content than it
It's
is.
just more like extra. Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, there's some more missions.
Fragile racing circuit.
Yeah,
New weapons.
stuff you can do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just call it director's cut just to
Get that money, bro.
get their money.
Because do you know the director of Ghost of Tsushima? No.
It's somebody
Oh.
from Sucker Punch, right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely. Can you name him?
I can't name them.
Exactly.
There's very few game directors I can name.
Cliff Blazinski and Hideo Kojima, are the only two. that I
Corey
know.
Balrog. Who
shit,
did
Corey, goddammit.
who did God of War? I know that one for sure.
Speaking of God of War,
Miyazaki from the Souls games.
and what about Super Mario Brothers?
Shigeru Miyamoto.
There you go.
I know that one for sure.
And what about Super Smash Brothers?
Mr. Sakurai.
Sakurai.
Miyamoto Sakurai. I could be wrong on the first part, the first name.
You're
I know
pretty
Sakurai.
close.
I think it's Sakurai though.
But speaking of God of War, the voice actor for Kratos, which was Christopher Judge,
Okay.
he's gonna be voicing the Black Panther in the
Avengers DLC.
Avengers
Wakanda DLC?
Wakanda. What was it called?
Boy.
Sorry, Wakanda expansion. Yeah.
Boy. I haven't finished that game.
You still need to. It's so good.
I'm playing Sekiro. I'm playing a real game.
Yeah,
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah, shots fired, dude. Pew, 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 pew.
I had an air horn to my.
I got it on
my
there.
soundboard.
It's so far. I gotta put it like right here so I can.
You should.
But yeah, so he's gonna be playing Black Panther in the latest expansion for.
Which surprises me that they're still putting content
Are
out.
they?
Because,
Yeah, exactly.
Because the last we heard about, they're like, here's Hawkeye,
They lost so much money.
and then here's Hawkeye's daughter, another archer. I'm like, you just went from an archer to another archer.
Yeah, big whoop.
Yeah, like, okay.
They've lost so much money on this
Live-action game?
game. Like, I'm surprised that they're still even supporting it. Even fucking
It's free, right?
What was no
For Wakanda?
$30 if it's on sale?
No. For the DLC for...
Doubt it.
Because didn't they come out... When the game comes out, there will be no microtransactions.
Maybe. But what was that game that we were talking about last week where they were like...
Which one?
Oh my god, I can't fucking remember.
Chat, let us know.
I can't remember what we were
Just
talking
chat.
about.
Wait, we're talking about during... At the con?
We were talking about it either at the con or the week before last. Where like... Oh my god, I can't remember the point that I was about to make.
Some of the premise. Give me the premise.
It was just fucking free content. I can't remember.
It was free content?
But it's definitely not fucking Ghost of Tsushima and or
Like free content in a positive
God
way?
of War. Yeah, it was free content in a positive way. Definitely wasn't one of those. That's all I can tell you. I can't recall. I'm a little drunk.
Wait, was it the one? Was it the Valhalla? No,
Valhalla's not free either. You gotta pay for that
you're
one.
all free now.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But what were we just talking about, dude?
Yeah.
I am so lost.
So drunk.
I'm a little drunk.
Those beers are loaded, by the way. I saw one of them.
They're 6.9%.
Yeah, I was like 6.9.
I don't think
What's a beer and a
think
half?
that Christopher Judge voicing Black Panther is a bad thing. What I do think is a bad thing is if they charge for that expansion,
I don't.
because that
I
game should be free. Right now.
I want to say during E3 2019 when they came out and revealed that they're like, we guarantee there will. I don't know if they say guarantee, but there will be no microtransactions. Everything will be free in the game. I remember making a point of that too when we talked about like the week after. And I was like, I wonder if we're gonna have to fucking eat crow on that shit.
So the first like top stories that come up, the number one is from IGN. It says no, Marvel's Avengers Wakanda expansion isn't a 25-hour campaign. The second one is they cast Christopher Judge, and then so on and so forth. But I don't see. Oh, here we go. It will be free to
Okay.
players who already own the
game, season patch, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that one's coming in
It's good.
August.
It's good. They'll probably add some couple of missions, maybe some events.
But it isn't
know.
25 hours. But I don't know why IGN would say that in the title of their article to begin with.
I have no idea.
Anyway. But shouts out to the people who actually bought that game, because I saw that game and I was like,
They looked a little bit on rails. At first, I thought like this would be awesome. It's gonna be kind of like Ultimate Alliance, where you get all these different abilities and test it out. And then I just looked at it more. I was like, just didn't shake out to be something I wanted to play.
Yeah, as soon as I saw Thor fighting human soldiers and it took more than one hit to kill a soldier, I was out.
No,
They're not aliens?
I think what it was is when I found out it was a live service game. I think that's when I said, you know what, I think I'm out.
Oh, fair enough.
I think that's when I was out. When
Fair
I
enough.
figured
I'm
that
not
out.
mad at that.
Yeah.
That's also a fairly good reason to be out. The last thing I want to talk about until we get to the big news this week was that Final Fantasy 14, the MMO,
Yeah, I have a couple friends that play it.
right? Me
Yeah.
too. They sold out of like digital keys and like are running out of server space.
That game's big.
It's fucking big,
It is
dude.
the MMO. I think it's as surpassed WoW in like numbers.
Oh, for sure.
down.
I think for sure.
I think it
has.
is the MMO to play right now.
Oh.
Because when I was talking to Trip about it, he said one of his friends, Tofu, plays, and he says he
Shouts out
plays
to
it.
Tofu.
Shout out to Tofu and Trip. He says they play it because that Tofu plays it not because he wants to do the hardcore endgame content, but that he plays it just to relax and chill.
Fair enough.
He has friends online that play, and they chit chat, and they get together. They go, collect some chocobo feathers and bring it back to town and
Not mad
do a
at that at all.
dungeon. And that's like a good perspective. Like if a game offers you, I mean, that's not for me. I like a challenge. I like getting my ass beat and come back for more. Obviously, we know that, But yeah, when some people like, hey, I just want to play games, so I could just hang out with my online buddies,
Fuck yeah.
do a couple of quests,
That's Destiny for me.
fling some spells. Like, hey, why not? And I think Final Fantasy 14 not only just being such a from what I heard an awesome gameplay and experience, but that it could bring in anybody that just loves the Final Fantasy genre. And I say that now. I think Final Fantasy is almost a genre if you think about it.
It
in
is.
a game.
I would
Because
agree.
I mean, it just brings so many people that just love it and they're gonna have fun and just whatever. Yeah.
I agree. And shouts out to them, man. They're doing a damn good
They're
job. They
obviously
got the
doing
new
good, yeah.
expansion coming out. What, next month?
Yeah, I think you can play as a freaking demon. You literally look like fucking Bloodborne.
It looks fucking dope.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get into it when all my boys got into it from the clan, but then I kind of passed on it. I was like, I don't have the time to do Destiny 2 and Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. I got time
and
for one.
all the DLC. Like, I've got time for one live service game and one live service game only, and then I'm gonna play a single player game here on the side. So
Yeah.
I was kind of bummed that I didn't get into it with the rest of them, but they're doing well. I'm not mad at
They're doing
Square.
something right.
I'm
They're
not mad
doing
at Final
something right.
Fantasy.
Yeah,
they're doing something good.
right, yeah.
So
But the fact that they're running out of fucking server space and
no, they're running out of digital copies
digital copy
of a game.
it's a bunch of ones and zeros.
Exactly.
Ones and zeros like Bitcoin.
They're running out of fucking ones and zeros, dude. That's what's going on. That's
a-
crazy.
That's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem to have for
It
them.
is.
So shout out to them and keep doing what you're doing.
Keep it up, boys. Here's your crown king.
Yeah.
You drop this.
And here's your crown king.
Just drop it.
Oh boy. The last thing I wanted to get into is what I've been wanting to talk about this entire time is Steam.
Steam,
And
what about Steam?
their new handheld that they announced yesterday
Oh, the Nintendo Pro.
called the Nintendo Switch Pro,
There it
also
is.
known as the Steam Deck. Excuse me,
Stream Deck?
Steam
You got those
Deck.
right there.
I got the Stream Deck, but I'm talking about the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
They announced it yesterday, and there's 3 different tiers.
Which one did you get your deposit for?
I got the middle one.
Okay.
I got the 256.
Nice.
Yeah. So that got announced yesterday with like 2 to 8 hours of battery time, a 7-inch screen with a better non-removable Joy-Con handheld with an AMD Zen 2 Ryzen RDNA. I'm not Ryzen. Zen 2 RDNA chip. Yeah, man. I saw the specs. I'm excited.
I saw Steam tweet out, we're pretty sure you won't have to worry about joystick drift.
I
saw that,
got him.
I'm like, well said.
Well said. Well played.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things there in the Steam controller that in the actual Steam Deck that I'm excited for. I put in my reserve for it today for $5.
$5, yeah.
I got in there right at like 12:03, 12:04, so I'm pretty early in. Hopefully I get one so I can talk about it here on the podcast because I would love to do that.
When I first heard about you, I know you brought it up 2 weeks ago, and I was kind of like, well, it has to bring something that'll pull people away that have a Nintendo Switch. And
Right.
now that I thought more about that, I was like, what does Nintendo Switch have going for it? Well, obviously their IP is very strong.
Right, very strong.
Very strong. The strongest of it all. Because you got
For
your,
sure.
you got your Legend of Zelda, you got Mario, you got
Right, you got all that,
Smash.
yeah.
They got very strong IPs for sure. But everything else, you could get it just about anywhere else.
Right.
Now with the Steam Deck, them having access, they will not have access to Nintendo IP, but they will have access to just about every single game that's on Steam. That's
For sure.
That's interesting. That's good. That's a strength.
For
That's
sure.
a strength. You know. But I was also looking at it through an aspect of as a fighting game player and through tournaments, because remember I said how like they want to have PCs to become the new norm when it comes to like fighting game tournaments. I think people were just talking about it. Of course, it's just speculation, but people are talking about maybe this is the answer for that. Instead of having to lug out these outdated consoles, you can have
agree.
something modern, which it's everything's already encompassed in there in this little environment. If they just have two USB ports where you can hook up
They've
your
got
your
three,
whatchamacallit.
bro. They ain't
If
fucking
you get
around.
your USB ports to hook up for your controller and have adjustable stand, who's to say that it's not a viable option? I mean, of course, we have to wait till we get our hands on it and see how it actually holds
For
up.
sure.
But the just at the very fact that thought is circulating, I think just as a fighting game enthusiast, I think that'd be awesome for the tournaments, for the TOs for an option for them to at least think about,
Right.
and put on the table.
And everybody's at the same spec and everything like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
I agree. The first thing I thought of was like, oh, this thing is going to be great for handheld. For one, all the games that I bought on Steam are already available on my Steam profile. So, I could take it pretty much anywhere and play the game, like Hades or Resident Evil 7 or 8 or
Anything.
name it, whatever it is. And if I wanted to bring it over to your house, if I owned Guilty Gear Strive and you didn't, and I wanted to bring it over there and you got 5.6 and I got 5.6, we could just connect
Yep.
them to the dock and play the game and have a good time, and we don't have to worry about whatever it is. It's going to run at least 720 or 1080p at 60 FPS, and everything seems okay on that front. The one thing that I am iffy on this console, and
Tell me.
don't get me wrong, I did pre-order or
Yeah.
reserve.
So did Mikkel,
I reserved, and I know she did because I talked her into it.
the big one. $7.
Whoa!
I told her, she was like, "Which should I get?" Like, go big.
Go big.
big.
Wow. Get your character profile.
I told her, look, from here on out, you just set $10 aside every paycheck.
Every paycheck.
So by the time it comes out, because it said Q2 2022 for
No, it said December.
for the small one, the smaller one that
The
comes
64?
Yeah.
Oh,
then
no.
the medium one and the
Whoops.
larger one is Q2 2022.
Oh, well, fuck. I'll be waiting until next year.
It'll be fine.
Oh, fair
I
enough.
said just start saving up. $10 here. $10
But
here.
also, like, they said. So my main deal with it is if their OS,
Mhm.
their literal OS, not optional
Not
select,
us.
but
Operating
their
systems.
literal OS can actually handle what it is that they're trying to do. Because they're running Linux and they're running their own little subdivision of. It's not Wine, because Wine is what turns Windows into
To water?
Linux.
Oh.
So it's not Wine, but it's something else. I can't remember what it's called. But as long as that can keep up and put out the games in the kind of a same kind of like performance. Whenever, how do I explain this? So whenever you're running a game through Linux, and you're running it through Wine, you're actually running it through a different program that translates that program from Windows into Linux, right? So you're kind of doing the whole
And then it sends it, then relays it.
it does the whole de novo thing. Like you're doing stuff over here, but it's relaying it back to this, and then it relays it to your screen, and then you get this whole kind of like, which is why Resident Evil 8 performs better cracked than it does with
With the de novo on it, yeah.
the Nova on it. So them putting it on Linux and them running their own custom fucking Wine program or whatever it is it's actually running. The main issue here isn't the hardware, it isn't the battery life, it isn't the screen,
Joy-Con drift.
it isn't Joy-Con drift, it isn't any of those things. The main issue here is, can I play 100% of my Steam games on this handheld device that you're selling? And also, will you support this for longer than you supported the
Steam box?
Steam controller, the Steam box, the actual Steam computer, Steam OS. Like,
Yeah.
are you going to support this longer than you supported all these?
Oh, that's a good
So
question.
these are the two things. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited. This is the Switch Pro that I didn't get. I got an OLED Switch instead of a Switch
It's
Pro.
a nice side grade.
It is an
The
upgrade.
OLED's upgrade to the Switch
That
OLED.
is a definitely side grade.
It's a side grade. You get a slightly bigger, nice image.
You get a bigger screen.
It's a nice image. Cool. Yeah.
But like, can all those things that I just mentioned on Steam actually keep up with everything else? Now, I also thought about the positives. Like, if I have a Steam Deck and I bring it with the dock or whatever, and I bring it to
It will have a dock?
a con. No, I mean you have to buy the dock separately.
But maybe fine. But the option is to have a dock.
But I mean, you can use any USB-C dock that you want either, right? Which is also very nice. And you can also install Windows in case you didn't want Linux, and you can do a bunch of things with it.
Mhm.
It's a completely open platform that you can use keyboard and mouse, which, of course, the Nintendo Switch doesn't do. But like, if I wanted to bring it to a con, or if I wanted to bring it to City Acre Brewery or whatever, and I set it down, and me and you brought our sticks, we could actually sit there and play, and have a decent time playing Guilty Gear Strive against each other, and we didn't have to be at home.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's a good standard for tournaments. If they,
like I said, I think that'll be good.
then it's a good. What you brought up
is
is
an
a good
option to at least explore and think about it and see how it functions. Definitely.
for sure.
Yeah.
And it's just a flat out standard. Like, if you get the $500 and whatever, $450 model or whatever it is, you're gonna have like this console, and like you can just hook up a couple monitors to it, and
you
play
can
the
upgrade
game.
the memory.
Expandable memory, and you can hook up any computer peripheral or Bluetooth peripheral to it. You can install your own OS. It's got a lot of
Options.
pluses.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see more on it. I did reserve it, so
For $5, why not? I mean,
why not?
And you can always back out if you want to. That's fine. They don't care.
So you didn't pre-order the whole thing. I get it, but
Yeah.
I've got a sneeze. So
Sneeze. We'll do it. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, okay, I know for sure Ruben's gonna get that.
Yep.
So I mean, why not? I mean, now that you bring up the whole like the other ventures that they've gone into and not have supported, like hopefully with this one, it really gets some nice traction that they'll be like, okay, we'll stick with this one. Actually, support it and see what's up.
I think what's really gonna make it shine is the cloud saves, because Steam is really good with their cloud saves.
Yes, hands down. Because there's so many times where Mikhail goes from playing on my PC to my laptop, or to the Switch, and just cloud save, upload, done.
Yep.
And you go to the next one, and pick up right where you left off.
Also, the fact that you can install other game vendors other than Steam. You can install Epic or Origin or Uplay or anything like that. That's also very nice. So you're not actually constrained to Steam itself. The other thing being that all the peripherals that you want to hook up to it, you can hook up to it. It doesn't actually have to be their dock. It can be any fucking dock.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Are they using a graphics card?
They're using an APU, which is a CPU and a GPU together, which is basically what that Series S is using right now. And this one kind of weighs in right above the PS4 Pro.
Okay.
Right below the Series S, but right above the PS4 Pro. At I think it was 2 teraflops. If you wanted to use those type of numbers or whatever, I don't give a shit. As long as the game runs at 60 FPS at whatever the fuck resolution it's in handheld mode, I don't care. Like, run whatever you want. I don't care.
Here.
I don't want 30 FPS, and I don't want like ultra long load times. That's the only thing I don't want.
It doesn't have 4K though.
No.
You okay with that?
Yeah. I don't even play my PS5 in 4K.
Well, I know sometimes I don't want to just bring some shit up, but I know you talk about you want the Nintendo Switch to have 4K, but I'm guessing you kind of just lean it away.
From the Switch?
Yeah, it obviously can't provide that. I mean,
what I want from the Switch?
It's not necessary. It's just something nice.
Well, there was a time.
There was a time.
There was. No,
Back
what
in
I
my
want what I
prime.
want from the Switch is for it to run more than 30 FPS at all times. That's what I want from the Switch. And if the Steam Deck can provide that and provide the same quality games, then I'm all about that life. If they announced, if the OLED Switch would have been like, oh, we got this new CPU, GPU, we got more RAM, we got more internal memory, we got better battery life and a better screen. Hey, and guess what? It's only $50 more. Then I would have been all about that life because like Nintendo announced all these features and then somebody announced, oh, it only cost Nintendo $10 more to manufacture the new OLED Switch compared to the old model, but we're gonna charge you $50 more, even though it only costs like $60 to manufacture.
I saw someone tweeting out saying like, "Oh yeah, Nintendo's testing out the waters for increasing the price on consoles or something along those lines." I was like, I didn't save it, but I was like, "Huh,
no,
interesting.
Crazy.
Imagine that."
And you know what I liked about what Steam did, what Valve did?
Dígame.
I love the fact that they said if your account is brand new, you're gonna have to wait until Sunday. If you've been with us for the long haul, if you've been with us
you
for a while,
yeah,
you get to get in here at 12 o'clock
fucking scalper
Central Standard Time. You get to skip all the scalpers and all that bullshit.
Good for
I
them.
absolutely love that, and I wish that PlayStation,
Sony
I wish
would
that
do that.
Xbox, I wish that anybody would have done that, because Jesus Christ, was it hard to find these two consoles?
Can you imagine, dude, if Sony would have been like, "Hey, you got a PS Plus subscription or whatever, or
get first
database?
dibs.
Yeah, you get first dip." Like, can you imagine
Holy
how
shit.
awesome that would be,
I would have bought it right day one.
bro? You would have been able to get it day one instead of have to wait.
So I love the fact. So what Steam did was they said if your account is younger than June, you could not order the Steam Deck until Sunday. So for everybody's account that was older than June, you got to order the Steam Deck today. And if yours is younger than June, you get to order it on Sunday, and that includes all the scalpers and everything like that. So if you're a scalper,
Because they're making bots and making fake accounts.
Of
So
course, fake accounts, and it's a free setup. So I'm glad that they did that. I'm glad that they made 3 different tiers of said console.
That's good.
It gives you an option to start with at the lowest end and work your way up to the biggest end. I'm glad that. And I'm also fucking glad that every single tier comes with a case, a carrying case for a portable console. It just makes sense. Like, okay, the Steam Deck doesn't come with a dock. Okay, but you can buy a USB-C type dock pretty much anywhere. You've got one at home. You know what I mean? Like, you can buy them anywhere. They said that you can use anything here on this platform. I like the fact that it's open and not locked down to just Nintendo software, proprietary software. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that they're doing right, but there's a lot of things that they have to do right when it launches.
Yes.
And I definitely want to see more into the future and see what they got to offer. But as of right now, like, I'm still kind of on the fence. I reserved it to reserve it, and am I gonna buy it? More than likely, yeah.
Good.
But it's more for podcast research than anything else.
Yeah,
it's more for that
podcast research.
But
we'll stream it.
But we'll stream it for sure. I'll bring it over to the house and play Guilty Gear Strive.
We'll think of something. Yeah.
Well, we can figure something out. But it looks fun. It looks interesting, and I'm glad that Nintendo finally has some competition to kick itself in the ass, because OLED is not all that we wanted from a new Switch.
I saw someone tweeting out.
Let's be real.
I saw someone tweeting out also, like, "Wait, hopefully this will help PlayStation get back into the handheld game." I'm like, poor PlayStation. They kind of did this with the Vita and PlayStation, the PSP, but I guess those just never. They just never took off.
They didn't put it out really. There was like maybe 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 good games.
I mean, if
that's the problem.
If Sony sees this, or Microsoft, if they see this and be like, "Yo, we need to get into the handheld game," I think that'd be awesome. I would like to see more handheld options, and integrate into their ecosystems. But we'll see how it actually pans out. I mean, but if this could be the spark where it's, bro, you done?
I'm not done. I'm done now.
Okay, yeah. If
got him.
Put a little sneeze button on there.
I might go again, dude.
That's gonna be our sneeze emote.
I might go again.
Chew. Ruben, what can I find?
Say what you gotta say, dude. No, where can we find you, bro?
Ruben, where can I find you?
Where can we find you at, bro?
Okay,
You're
guys.
first.
I'm always first. You guys, you can find me at OS_Rick with the one. I'm streaming Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, roughly around 8:45, 9 o'clock Central till
late.
10:30, 11 o'clock Central. I'm bouncing between Sekiro, Final Fantasy, and Guilty Gear right now, but it's probably gonna be Sekiro, so I've put that game away. So yeah, drop by, hang out on the weekends. I do a lot of fighting games when I get the chance. I won't be available this weekend since I got the Comic Palooza, but
That's right.
maybe the weekend after or after that, we'll see. But yeah, guys, hang out, drop by, say hello. I mean, I have a great time just chit chatting with you guys when you drop in the chat. So yeah, always drop by. And if you guys are listening, whether you are in Saudi Arabia, in
my
Brazil.
God.
No, honestly, I looked at the listings. Anywhere around the world, if you guys just want to drop by and say hello, feel free. Just drop by, say hello, say hey, we listen to the podcast. I mean, yeah, say hi, guys. No problem. I mean, we love it. We like to know that you guys are out there and enjoying it. So, like I said, me and Ruben do this because we like to do it. But when we get to share it and have other people come in and just enjoy the experience, also, we're all for it. And just let us know.
For sure.
Yep. Ruben?
As always, guys, you can catch me on all things social media at OS_Onslaught. If you love and enjoy this podcast, the best thing you can do is tell a friend and rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or YouTube or anything like that.
5 stars.
5 stars. That's all you got to do, guys. It's real easy.
It helps spread the word.
Spread the word. Make us look good because, let's be real.
It's pretty easy for us to look good.
For sure. If you want to hit up the podcast on all things social media, it's at Options Select Pod or at our email address at Options Select Podcast. If you, I'm sorry, Options Select Podcast at gmail.com. If you want us to cover something, or if you want to comment, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, or anything like that. But as always, guys, we love and appreciate every single one of you who tune in every single week.
Yes.
And we cannot wait to see you again next week, where we will be at Rick's house.
Yay.
And hopefully I won't be as drunk or
I'll make sure
sneezing.
you will.
I'm sneezing so hard, dude.
You look
My
like
nose-
a drunk.
My
that
nose is
had
like
allergies.
clogged up. My nose is like, my eyes
Yeah.
are puffy.
Yeah.
My nose is clogged up. I'm not actually not even that drunk, but my nose is like fucking right here. Like I can feel it.
Guys,
like it's
when
all
you
that
see
pressure.
him like waving around the mic arm like that, that's when you know he's been drinking. Trust me.
Nah, I've been drinking, dude. It's Friday, dude. I only worked 3 days this week. And I'm gonna bring beers to Comic Palooza
Yes.
tomorrow.
I'm gonna snuggle them.
Speaking of
smuggle
which,
them.
you bringing your ice chest?
I'll bring my ice chest.
All right,
yeah.
sweet. I'll
Get
bring you some beers.
Trulies.
I'll bring you some
Yeah.
beers. All right, guys. Well, we love and appreciate you so much. We hope to see you again next week, and we will see you then.
Yes, take care of yourself, guys. Peace out. Bye
Peace.
bye. Love ya.
I just stepped on Phoebe.